Red Eye Radio and our sponsors are devoted to trucking safety. That's why we are proud to bring you the Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club. We've been saluting drivers who have surpassed the million-mile mark with preventable, accident-free driving. By reaching this milestone, you can be a part of an elite club of drivers who share remarkable safety records and demonstrate superior driving skills. If you or someone you know is a truck driver with 1 million miles or more of driving under your belt without a preventable accident, register online at redeyeradioshow.com. That's redeyeradioshow.com. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club would not be possible without the generous support of the fine folks from Petro Stopping Centers, Howe's Lubricator, Motel 6, the St. Christopher Fund, and Cat Scale. We applaud the individual truckers and fleets who drive with care and keep our highways safe. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club, devoted to trucking safety. Register online at redeyeradioshow.com.
The Jordan B. Peterson podcast with his very special two-part guest, Joe Rogan.
Oftentimes the last hour of a 3-hour podcast is the best hour.
Yeah, well, that intuition was certainly right and revolutionary.
Part of my revolutionary idea is just me being stubborn.
The Jordan B. Peterson podcast and special guest, Joe Rogan. Download it free and easy at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from the Westwood One Podcast Network.
Hi, I'm Queen Latifah. My mom is stronger than anyone I've ever known. Growing up when life got hard, her strength helped pull us through. Even after her heart failure diagnosis, she remained stronger than ever.
My family's support keeps me strong. Together, we're rising above heart failure.
Heart failure doesn't have to steal your strength. For simple steps you can take to help prevent, improve, or manage heart failure, go to
Alrighty.
My name is Tom Thornton.
And my name is Cindy Thornton. We're retired, and this is how we live united.
I volunteer with United Way at our community-free health clinic.
United Way is how we contribute, because we know our time and money are going to the right places.
Judging by the thank yous we get at the clinic, I'd say we're doing the right thing.
You want anything from the house? No, we're good.
We volunteer at our community-free health clinic. We don't just wear the shirt.
We live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My job, finances, everything's so crazy. I just want you in control. Sam, I can't.
Sam is Smart About Money, a free online resource from the nonprofit National Endowment for Financial Education. Get empowered. Reach your financial goals. Visit samican.org.
This morning at 6 after Red Eye Radio. Join Kevin Elkins for Decisions. News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
It's Red Eye Radio. He is Eric Carney, and I'm Gary McNamara, 86690 Red Eye. Coming up on the top of the hour, we'll get to some of your calls and comment some new pollings. They're just Gallup. America's worry about catching COVID-19 drops to record low with all of the fear-mongering going on from the head of the CDC just a week ago. Remember that. Even Fauci, sort of, there's our article in the Hill, he's tamping down the talk of a second or fourth major wave now. Right. But doesn't matter what they're doing. You and I have said this for a while now, saying Fauci may be talking, the media may be paying attention to him, the liberal media, social media may be paying attention to him, but the American public in general, you and I have said this for a while now, are just going, what? We're going on with our lives. We're going to do things. Right. And it shows by the polling. It shows by the number of people that have been out. Early in March, we were back out to pre-pandemic levels, out and about doing things. So we'll get to that and more on the way.
This hour's news is brought to you by Travel Centers of America, home of world-class coffee, the freshest roast on the road.
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.
Plus up your stuff with My Rewards Plus, the rewards program made for drivers. More points, more savings, and more convenience are waiting for you in the app. Download today. Terms and conditions apply.
You didn't become a trucker for the accolades. You did it because you love the open road. The long stretches of scenic highway are a reward in themselves. The beautiful mountain passes, boundless deserts, and cityscapes on the horizon that creep up and become bustling metropolises help make it all worth it. And as the wheels keep on turning, you keep on earning. That's why we've designed Shell Rotella synthetic engine oils. They provide longer drain intervals compared to conventional engine oils to keep you on the road longer and protect your engine against wear, deposits, oil breakdown, and the tough temperatures you may encounter along the way. Shell Rotella synthetic engine oils keep your truck running
Here's what
smoothly
pisses me off.
wherever the journey takes you. So
It's for Biden to continually call these Jim Crow laws.
I know.
He probably don't even know what Jim Crow law is. He probably voted for
Well,
it.
yeah, he did. I'm pretty.
Okay.
A guy who says my best friend's a segregationist, telling me that he's interested in Jim Crow. I just, how you can continuously use a group of people to manipulate them and we got to be some of that.
For $300 million.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I'll never get it. We're just gonna leave that alone.
Get free information now. 800-281-9981. 800-281-9981.
Trucker Buddy International provides driver
Constantly
and teacher
being
support and
used and
helps students
abused
excel
by an
in
organization.
school.
You don't need to fear the white man. You need to fear yourself.
Yeah, I just don't, and they get away with it. They get
Of course
away
they get away
with
with
it.
it, because if you argue against them, then you're a sellout. You're Uncle Tom.
Yeah. I hope they realize that don't bother me anymore.
Don't bother a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean,
Teachers and drivers can register.
we don't all have to think the same.
Become active partners in the Trucker Buddy program. Active Trucker Buddies and teachers can apply for annual grant money to be awarded to participating teachers and classrooms. To help Trucker Buddy raise funds and awareness, you can make a one-time or recurring donation. Go to truckerbuddy.org.
Okay, that's enough sharing.
Donate or learn
It's
more.
almost 6 o'clock. I'm done.
truckerbuddy.org. Educating our youth on our industry and building respect and understanding for transportation along the way. 1-800-MY-BUDDY. That's 1-800-MY-BUDDY.
If you depend on a truck to make a living, then American Trucker is for you. Every day, trucker.com is packed with information you need to keep your truck running and the money rolling. From new products to the latest regulations, American Trucker has what you need to know. American Truckers.
But I got here too early today.
You are running a small business, and they work hard to bring you news and information that matters. So don't miss American Trucker's free newsletter. Go to trucker.com. That's trucker.com and sign up today.
News Radio 1440, WLWI AM, and 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, a Cumulus station.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Dell Small Business.
I'm Stacey Lynn in Washington. You want a vaccine? You can get a vaccine much sooner than expected. President Biden has bumped up the date all adults in the U.S. will be eligible to April 19th. But the president says there's still a long road ahead of us.
We're not even halfway through vaccinating over 300 million Americans.
So in less than 2 weeks, the eligibility opens. But what if you can get it earlier? Should you feel guilty? CBS's Karen McCormick.
In some places, there are no lines at vaccine sites, and anyone can rush over and get a shot, like this man in Missouri.
It's like almost like a marketing issue. They just don't even know.
And in other places, state officials are discouraging those not yet eligible from showing up, but eager residents say the sites have more than enough doses.
It's not really line jumping because anyone can come. So that's how I'm getting past any sort of moral quandaries I might have about it.
Vaccine sites say they're trying to follow state guidelines while not wasting precious doses.
Amnesty International's annual report says governments around the world have used the pandemic as a pretext to restrict human rights.
London police arresting women protesting male violence for violating COVID restrictions.
2020 has demonstrated the capacities of leaders around the world to weaponize COVID for the purpose of violating human rights, in particular the right to protest.
Amnesty International's Agnes Calamar says the pandemic's also highlighted inequalities, with women and the poor paying the highest price. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
Day number 8 in the Derek Chauvin murder trial of George Floyd, and prosecutors will bring investigators to the stand. CBS's Jamie Yukas tells us Tuesday the focus was on how the Minneapolis police are trained.
Lieutenant Johnny Mercil is a use of force instructor with the Minneapolis Police Department. Chauvin attended his training class in 2018.
But we don't train leg and neck restraints with the officers in service. And as far as my knowledge, we never have.
Today, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department is expected to release its report about the accident that seriously injured Tiger Woods. The report, though, isn't expected to have any new details about what actually caused him to drive his SUV off the road and roll over. Climate change making the future uncertain for mammals.
Nearly 1 in 4 mammal species is facing extinction, and climate change is increasing that risk. However, a new study published by the British Ecological Society finds there are huge gaps in the research into how mammals are doing. It found most research looks at just one aspect, when what's really needed is the bigger picture.
CBS's Elaine Cobb, and a rookie Tom Brady football card has set new records, selling for $2.25 million. This is CBS News.
Dell Technologies advisors listen to your small business needs so they can provide you with tailored solutions powered by Intel vPro platform. Call today, 877-ASK-DELL.
Hey, I'm Brand, and as you know, one of the worst things you can say in any business, or in life for that matter, is, but we've never done it that way before. That approach stops us from making decisions that could have been great. We just keep doing the same thing, even if we're not happy with it, even while we're complaining about it. We just keep doing it. What if there's a better way? This is why considering MediShare for your healthcare bills is such a great idea. It works. It's less expensive. It's convenient. It's a better way for so many people to pay for their healthcare. And thinking, but we've never done it that way before, is a great way to miss out on major savings. A typical family saves $500 a month. And you miss out on the huge network of doctors, the free telehealth services, the great customer service, and being a part of something that matters, with more than 400,000 members sharing each other's healthcare bills. So you've never done it this way before? No problem. Just call. You can start saving right now. Call 866-88-BIBLE. That's 866-88-BIBLE. 866-88-BIBLE.
ISIS averted that wastewater treatment plant leak near Tampa Bay has been fixed.
Manatee County, Florida Administrator Scott Hopes says engineers pumped hundreds of millions of gallons of water away from homes near the reservoir. Flood averted.
We believe that that risk has been successfully mitigated and lessened.
But much of that polluted water has gone into Tampa Bay. State Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried says it's a disaster decades in the making.
We are really paying for the sins of our fathers. And when I say that, I mean our former elected officials who turned a blind eye to what's happening here.
Peter King, CBS News, Orlando.
And Dave Grohl has been telling his stories on Instagram during the pandemic. Now he's putting the pen to paper. The Foo Fighters frontman is releasing his memoir called The Storyteller. Stories about playing drums for Tom Petty on SNL, swing dancing with AC/DC, and performing at the White House. It comes out in October. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Hey y'all, it's past 2:32 here at American Nothing More. We have some exciting news to share.
No, not what we think is nobody's yet. We did just launch our newest line called Wolf Brothers Furniture.
This line consists of 6 collections, including power and manual sofas, love seats, sectionals, and recliners.
Quality is key here at American Nothing More. We designed these collections from solid wood frames and high-density comfort.
Last but not least, whether they're covered in 95-hour leather with a 5-year warranty.
Shop right here. American Nothing More.
Good morning, Alabama. How'd you sleep last night?
Hey folks, it's Camden Wolf from Wolf Boys Bedding, where we don't want to just sell you a mattress, we want to teach you how to buy the right mattress to improve your life. Shop the winter clearance sale going on now, where you will find twin mattresses for $99, queen mattresses for $399, and up to $1,000 off qualifying Jameson sets. Save on Alabama-made bunk beds for $299. Hurry, these deals won't last long. Don't count sheep, get a great night's sleep from Wolf Boys Bedding next to American Nothing More.
Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend only at the Garrett Coliseum. Browse over 30 hot tubs and swim spas from 5 major brands at up to 50% off. Financing is available and show admission is free. That's this weekend at the Garrett Coliseum in Montgomery. Visit spaexpo.com.
Montgomery's most trusted shop for auto, paint, body, and mechanical repair. It's got to be McGriff. McGriff Auto Service also does oil changes and other routine maintenance, including warranty inspections. And they're still offering pickup within a 10-mile radius on Bell Street in Montgomery. McGriff.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well,
Trying to find a needle in a haystack? Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ziprecruiter.com/trial. That's ziprecruiter.com/trial. ziprecruiter.com/trial.
Just Getting Started with Rich Eisen has stories of humble beginnings and humbling moments from inspiring people.
He is the founder of FUBU. He's a shark on Shark Tank. Damon John, where do you think it all started for you?
First of all, I was never going to do anything illegal, and obviously I can't rap. So that was where I found FUBU. I was working a day job, and I was happy with it, but I found a hobby called FUBU because I just love to dress people, and I wouldn't realize that I would be here with you today.
Just Getting Started with Rich Eisen. Listen on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your shows.
The Rush Limbaugh Show.
And these people look absolutely pathetic.
After Rick and Bubba, it's the EIB Network at 11 a.m. And it's only on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Another quiet, dry day on the way. We'll introduce some cloud cover today, calling it cloudy officially. Temperatures up in the 80s, about 83 or 84. A slight uptick in humidity and a slight breeze, but not bad at all whatsoever with dry. Showers and storms late tonight, closer to sunrise Thursday, and that will continue through about lunchtime Thursday. Second half of Thursday looking dry, highs around 80. Shower and storm chances again for Friday and Saturday.
That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. No major problems or accidents have been reported this morning to send anyone on an alternate route. Interstate systems moving into the Tri-County area from Clanton, Auburn, and Greenville. No problems on Highway 80 or 14 coming in from the Selma area. And 231 south out of Wetumpka, north out of Troy, still carrying light traffic. You keep listening. We'll keep you posted. Shopping is festive at Festival Plaza. Stop by Bougie Nails and Spa, share experience, Wingard Sports Grill, and more. Festival Plaza, Taylor and Ball, another great McClinton and Company development. Buckle up front and back. It's the law for Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is Major Delay.
For all your collision repairs, Chico's Knows. Located on Atlanta Highway just minutes from the Eastern Bypass. Call Chico's Auto Pros today at 239-9510. Chico's Knows.
Good morning. I'm Tanya Terry for WSFA 12 News. Jurors at the murder trial of ex-Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin have been told he received extensive training in how to defuse tense situations and how to properly restrain suspects. A use of force trainer testified Tuesday that officers aren't trained to use their legs or knees on somebody's neck. On the day when President Joe Biden announced he's bumping up his deadline by 2 weeks for states to make all adults in the U.S. eligible for the coronavirus vaccines, Dr. Anthony Fauci said it's premature to declare victory. He's warning that the country is in a critical time because we could just as easily swing up into a surge. Meanwhile, the Montgomery City Council adopted an ordinance last night that extends the mask requirement in the city for another 30 days. According to the city, the council unanimously passed the ordinance at Tuesday night's council meeting. That ordinance requires face covering to be worn at all public places in Montgomery. I'm Tanya T.
It's really not that bad of a deal. We have truckloads of savings for you. Ram 1500 with 0% APR for 72 months and bonus cash. New Dodge Challenger comes with 0% APR for 72 months and bonus cash. Shop online. They're available via chat, text, and phone to help you. ChelseyAutomotive.com, where your safety and satisfaction are guaranteed. Free credit. Must finance your Chrysler Capital. $13.88 for $1,000 finance. Dealer retains all factory incentives. See dealer for details.
HSS LLC has a job opening in Montgomery, Alabama for the position of quality engineer. Job duties include implementation on SOP,
So what's a quality
MRP,
engineer?
FIFO, FMEA, 16949, and QS 9000 for automotive production quality, and control quality for production and operation of automotive parts for various customers. The position requires a bachelor's degree or foreign equivalent in materials science and engineering, industrial engineering, or related field, and 2 years of quality assurance experience in planning, organizing, and execution of quality activities, including improving process and production management at suppliers of automotive industry. Apply with resume to HR 2520 Gunter Park Drive, Montgomery, Alabama 36109. Again, HSS LLC has a job opening in Montgomery, Alabama for the position of quality engineer. Apply with resume to HR 2520 Gunter Park Drive, Montgomery, Alabama 36109.
Jeff, we need to do a commercial. While new Chappie's Deli habits are forming. Mike, new Chappie's Deli habits? Yes, you know, someone to come eat in the dining room or pick it up at the counter like always. New Chappie's Deli habits, like the car hop. Yep. Some aren't quite ready to come in, but like using the car hop. It's super safe, easy pickup, and you stay in your car. And we can tell everyone on their way home to pick up Chappie's, and they still eat together as a family at home. And don't forget the dining room. For those who do come in, dividers at the booths. We almost dunk everyone in that Purell. And what's that noise, Jeff? You know, that's the sound it makes when Ryan at Janiking extra sanitizes the store on the weekend. Stop, Jeff. I can't think. Jeff? Oh, well, dine in, or we have plenty of car hop spots at Chappie's Deli, Perry Hill, Pepper Tree, Prattville, and Auburn. Seriously, folks, thanks for coming in. We are so grateful to you for your continued support.
Many of the locally owned and operated restaurants you love are staying open to serve you during this difficult time. To find a list of these restaurants, visit newsradio1440.com. Eat local and help our local businesses stay open.
Alrighty then, let's. And good morning, everybody in Montgomery. It's time to rise and shine if you can, for it is another day that the good Lord has made. Good morning. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440. Now, I realize that a lot of you can't catch us on the air right now. We're working on that. We should have that fixed today or tomorrow, one of those days. But until then, it's online, on iHeart, on TuneIn Radio, newsradio1440.com, and all matter of devices that are within your possession. I get to just check it out. All right. Good morning to you. Next up, it is Our Daily Bread. Our Daily Bread is brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. Oh yeah, there's a difference. All you got to do is pick up the phone and call and see 567-4223. I'm Kevin Elkins. Let's take a break for our sponsor. We'll come back with Our Daily Bread right after this.
Hey there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. Unless you've been living under a rock, then you know that mortgage rates are low. But did you know that mortgage rates have fallen to their lowest level since 1971? That's 50 years ago. So there's no wonder why you are getting bombarded with mortgage offers. Churchill said it best: a good speech should be like a woman's skirt, long enough to cover the subject and short enough to create interest. That's exactly what other mortgage companies do. They advertise a rate, a teaser, if you will. The advertised rate piques your interest, so you give them a call. You ask questions, only to find the advertised rate is not available to you, or there's a hefty cost for you to get that rate. Unfortunately, this is very common in the mortgage industry. When calling on Alabama Home Mortgage, you don't have to hope you're getting the best rate. You will know you're getting the best rate at the lowest cost to you. Call Alabama Home Mortgage, the #1 mortgage lender in Alabama, today at 567-4223, or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS 1586368, equal housing lender.
Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
And good morning, everybody. I was told we are on the air, so we'll See how that goes out, how that works out today. I appreciate it. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and it's time for our daily bread. It is April the 7th, 2021 AD. Today's daily bread is simply entitled Through Thick and Thin. I think we all know something about that if we've lived on this earth a while. The cloud of the Lord was over the tabernacle by day, and fire was on the cloud by night, and in sight of all the Israelites during all of their travels. That is Exodus 40 and 38. Today's scripture insight comes from Exodus 40, 34 through 38. Again, it is April the 7th, 2021 AD. It is a special day because this day has never been. And I guarantee it, this day won't ever come again. It is a once-in-a-lifetime deal. And once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to do what you should have done. And you don't get to undo what you do this day. So whatever it is you do this day, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done this day, April the 7th, 2021 AD. There's no doubt in my mind, if you've lived a while, you've seen and you've heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace of God, because I say it every day, because every day is a different day. And if we are blessed and given the grace of God, we may, I'm not sure, but we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day that is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it? Well, whatever you do, reach back and give somebody else a helping hand if you can.
Your seasons are made for change. Our lifetimes are made for.
Benjamin Elijah Mays once said that whatever we do in life, we should do it so well that no man living, no man dead, and no man yet to be born can do it any better. I say if that is the standard by which you live your life, you shall always be successful. Oh, you may fail at a thing or two, but you will never be a failure as long as you don't quit. Give out if you must. Rest only if you can. But you never, ever, ever quit. Because quitters don't win. And winners, oh, they may fail at a thing or two, but they never, ever give up. So don't you. And yes, there are many mountains in our way, and sometimes the mountains are high, can't get over. Sometimes they're so deep you can't get under. And sometimes they're so wide you can't get around them. And sometimes you just got to go through them. Like I tell people every morning, no matter how dark it is, no matter what the clouds say, the sun is still there. Wait a minute, it'll be back. But whatever you do, you never, ever give up. You never quit. My mother used to say there's nothing that beats a failure but a try. Keep putting one foot in front of the other, starting right now. And the two words that we often say that we don't really pay much attention to it, trust God. You'll be okay. Through thick and thin. That is our daily bread for today, April the 7th, 2021. And no matter what happens on this day, it is a great day to be alive. Can I get an amen? Amen. We'll be back right after this.
Welcome to today's encouragement from the Our Daily Bread Devotional. Today's reading, titled Through Thick and Thin, was written by Cindy Casper. On January 28, 1986, the U.S. Space Shuttle Challenger broke apart 73 seconds after takeoff. In a speech of comfort to the nation, President Reagan quoted from the poem High Flight, in which John Gillespie Magee, a World War II pilot, had written of the high, untrespassed sanctity of space and a sense of putting out his hand to touch the face of God. Although we can't literally touch God's face, we sometimes experience a stunning sunset or a place of meditation in nature that gives us an overwhelming sense that He's near. Some people call these moments thin places. The barrier separating heaven and earth seems to grow a little thinner. God feels a little closer. The Israelites may have experienced a thin place as they sensed the nearness of God in the desert wilderness. God provided a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night to lead them through the desert. When they were staying in the camp, Exodus chapter 40 says, "The glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle." Throughout all their travels, they knew God was with them. As we enjoy the incredible beauty of God's creation, we grow conscious that He's present everywhere. As we talk with Him in prayer, listen to Him, and read the scriptures, we can enjoy fellowship with Him anytime and anywhere. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Exodus chapter 40, verses 34 through 38. Then the cloud covered the tent of meeting, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. Moses could not enter the tent of meeting because the cloud had settled on it, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. In all the travels of the Israelites, whenever the cloud lifted from above the tabernacle, they would set out. But if the cloud did not lift, they did not set out until the day it lifted. So the cloud of the Lord was over the tabernacle by day, and fire was in the cloud by night, in the sight of all the Israelites during all their travels. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, in the busyness of our lives, it's rare that we actually take time to stop and really take your creation in. But when we do, we can have our breath taken away. Thank you for all that you've created to sustain us and for our enjoyment. When we meditate on your creation, we can feel and recognize your presence in all things, and we find comfort even in life's most difficult times. Thank you for this, Lord. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
I know you're tired of hearing it, but that means it's time to get out of bed. If you woke up this morning, you need to be glad. You need to get out of bed. Okay, let's go to work. Find something. You don't have a job, get a job. You're retired, get another job. Always do something. Do something. Get up. And now, we pay homage to all of our armed forces of these United States of America. Okay? I'm just saying that you might want to do that. Pay homage to all these young men and women, somebody's aunt, somebody's uncle, somebody's mother, father, sits on the fence and say, not on my watch. Good morning to you, Montgomery. It's time to rise and shine. Oh, hey, 4. Yes, sir. I know, brother. They working on it right now. Matter of fact. I know. Hey, one of our transmitters went down. So that was a mechanical thing. But we're working on it. We work. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I should do it. All right. And good morning, Maxwell and Gunner. It's time to rise and shine if you can this morning. You guys are still part of the military. I realize it's a difficult notion sometimes, you know. You got all those easy jobs out there, except for the pilots, of course. I just got one request. Can we bring back the C-141? Okay, that's all I want. Just give me that. And the next time the Golden Knights are in town with somebody, the Blue Angels, let me fly with them. One more time. I love the 141. What a plane. What a plane. A paratrooper's dream. That's right. That's right. Today's show is dedicated to all of the U.S. paratroopers, past, present, and future. Airborne. Matter of fact, it's probably the only show in America where we dedicate the show to our paratroopers. Special breed of men. Special breed of men. Especially the one with like 700 jumps. Woo! Woo! I tell you what, if that does not motivate you first thing in the morning, really, I can't think of anything to realize you live so far to this point in a pretty much free country. You get to wake up every morning and listen to me. I mean, what could be better than that? Seriously. Well, there are a couple things better than that, but I'm just saying, not from my perspective. It's been a long time. Come on now. The song gets to me. And I know change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Oh, yeah. I feel like going to church here this morning. Tell them. But I'm afraid to die. Why is that? Tell me why. Beyond the sky. Come on, man. You know, don't worry about it. It's been a what? Come on. Oh, but you know what you know. One more time. All right, then. I just gotta that starts me to, you know, motivates me to be motivated. If there is such a thing as being motivated to be motivated. Yeah, sometimes, yes, even I at times, it's rare, but even I at times get unmotivated, okay? Especially when I run out of milk at night and I get up and I go get me a cold glass of milk, but I realize I already drank it all, okay? I don't know why at 60-something years old, I still love me some milk. I did love milk. And I hear all these guys telling me, well, you know, I'm lactose intolerant. Yeah, me too, and I don't get it. You know, but I think y'all be talking yourself into these diseases, really. I mean, you ever notice how old people carry their sicknesses around like it's a badge of honor? And I guess sometimes it is, but not really. You know, yeah, you know, I got the gout. Okay, you could have kept that to yourself. I don't care. Yeah, you got diarrhea too. Okay, listen, too much information. Too much, you know, handle your business. Okay, just don't tell me why you're handling it. I'm just old people, we love to tell you about what happened in 1963. I got you, because you went through some things. I'm with you. But you made it through it. So now it's time to move on. But, you know, well, I mean, and here's one. You know I got that arthritis. I mean, it's like it's a friend or something. Yeah, well, he's going to be with you. You can't get rid of him. You know, he just going to be, he's like a friend. We know you got him. You know, you don't need to tell us all the time. I mean, you know, I got that arthritis. Yeah. But I love that gout one because I haven't figured out what gout is yet. Dr. Taylor was telling. I guess it's when you get pain in a certain foot or a certain leg or a certain arm. I don't really know what gout is, and thank God I've never been introduced to it. At least not totally. Okay, so I'm not going to tell everybody about it. There's just some things we just got to suffer through. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. When I was coming up, I used to eat everything on the pig. Okay, even the squeal. I said, okay, all right then. And something about older people. See, I wish I was a little younger sometimes, so I can go back and see if these old folks really did all these things they said do. I used to walk 5 miles to school. So let me get this right. You walked 10 miles to school in one day and back home and still got home on time. Okay, I'm just trying. Did anybody really ever walk 5 miles to school? Because that's a 10-mile journey on your feet. I mean, by the time you got to school, my brother, I'd have been too tired to study. I'm just saying, I think 5 miles wasn't really the whole 5 miles, but it could have been. It could have been. I mean, because if I'm gonna walk that far, I might as well get a horse or something. I mean, didn't we have horses back in the day, or buggies or something? I wouldn't even want to ride on a horse and buggy for 5 miles. I don't know. Sometimes I think sometimes they kind of, Bravo, giving us a little bit of that Bravo Sierra. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know anybody. I didn't walk 5 miles. I mean, we may have walked a couple miles. Okay, but walking 10 miles, because if we walking 10 miles a day to school back and fro, then why we have so many fat kids back in the day? We had fat kids back in the day too. But if you're walking 10 miles a day, how you gonna get fat? Okay, that's what I'm wondering. How you gonna get fat? I don't figure now. Now I know we walked in the rain. Okay, we did walk in the snow. Okay, we did walk in the snow. But I don't know anybody in my life that I've ever known to walk 5 miles, 10 miles a day to school. I mean, listen, that is a lot of driving, let alone just walking, although it should have kept you in shape. Anyway, let me take a break there. We'll be back. I was reminiscing about some of the old stories that old folks used to tell us, how when they had no shoes and they walked barefoot all day long, through the hot sun, through hot rocks and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes older folks forget that, even though we may be a little younger, we know BS when we hear it. That's biscuits and sausage. Okay, I'm just saying. Anyway, we'll be back right after this with some of the things that happen on this day, my normal diatribe every morning. But I'm just saying, maybe we might want to slow our roll sometime when we telling those fine. I mean, who walked 10 miles to school? Okay, let me talk to somebody that walked 10 miles a day to school, back and forth. Okay, seriously, is there anybody out there? No, I don't think so. Okay, how long would it take to walk 5 miles to school? Anybody know how long that would take? Well, we're going to see if they full of it or whether or not it actually happened. We'll be back right after this. You've been too hard living.
80, shower and storm chances again for Friday and Saturday.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Sebree for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Look for a car fire on 65 northbound, mile marker 176. It's causing a problem due to the heavy smoke in the area. It's in the right lane, of course, so please use caution. 65 northbound at the 176. That's near Cusada. Outside of that, we're looking pretty good. Inbound, no problems on the interstate systems, and that's always good news. 567-9000. That's the number to call. MCS to refinance your home mortgage, get cash out, or to get pre-approved to buy. NCS in Wetumpka's just a call away. NMLS 232876. Buckle up for Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is Major Delay.
For all your collision repairs, Chico's knows. Located on Atlanta Highway just minutes from the Eastern Bypass. Call Chico's Auto Pros today at 239-9510. Chico's knows.
Woke culture. It's choking America, erasing our history, threatening our freedoms, our laws, and even our police. Now, Grant Stinchfield exposes the secret woke agenda and the hidden players behind this very dangerous movement. Watch Stinchfield tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern on Newsmax TV as he reveals the real dangers to you and your family. Everyone is talking about Stinchfield because each night he gives you the cold, hard truth you need to know. Newsmax is now America's fastest growing cable news channel on all major systems. If you don't get it, call your cable operator. Tell them you want Newsmax or you'll switch. Remember, you can get Newsmax free on Roku, YouTube, Xumo, Pluto, Amazon Fire, and smart TVs like Samsung, Sony, Vizio, or LG. It's even free on your smartphone. Just download the free Newsmax app and start watching. So find out about woke and its dangerous plans for America on Grant Stinchfield tonight. Just tune into Newsmax TV. It's real news for real people.
Septic tanks are used where municipal sewers are not available, and maintenance is important. Failing septic tank systems can endanger your family, pollute the environment, and can be expensive to repair. You can prevent your system from failing by having your tank pumped every 3 to 5 years, keep a separate container for grease and dispose of it properly. Use detergents low in phosphates and spread laundry over several days as to not overload the system with too much water. This message brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health and this station.
The Jordan B. Peterson podcast with his very special two-part guest, Joe Rogan.
Oftentimes the last hour of a 3-hour podcast is the best hour.
Yeah, well, that intuition was certainly right and revolutionary.
Part of my revolutionary idea is just me being stubborn.
The Jordan B. Peterson podcast and special guest, Joe Rogan. Download it free and easy at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. From the Westwood One Podcast Network.
Rabies is a viral disease that can infect all mammals, including humans. This is State Public Health Veterinarian Dr. D. Jones.
Yeah, but that ain't 10 miles.
Yourself, your family, and your pet, not just by staying away from wild animals that often carry the virus, but also by getting your pets vaccinated. Raccoons and bats are the most common carriers of the rabies virus. Your first reaction may be to approach a strange acting or injured animal. But oftentimes people are bitten or scratched while trying to help these animals. The best approach may be to contact your local animal control officers. If you are bitten or scratched by an animal, you should seek medical attention immediately. Although rabies is 100% fatal, it is also 100% preventable.
This is State Health Officer Dr. Scott Harris. For more information, visit our website, www.alabamapublichealth.gov.
When they are the two sexiest fat men alive, ready to fight. And you can hear Rick and Bubba on News Radio 1440, beginning at 9 a.m. Depend on it.
And welcome back, everybody. Welcome. Well, somebody said they used to walk from Gibbs Village to Bellingraph. That's not 5 miles, is it? No, that ain't 5 miles. I mean, you come down Fairview Avenue, you know, you go up Court Street, and bam, you're there. That's not 5 miles, is it? Nah, come on now. I'm just saying, you know, 10 miles a day to school walking, that'll put you in some good shape. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we probably need to do some of that today. But I don't know anybody that walks that far to school. Okay, I mean, that just, you know, we just don't do that. But we could. But I would have listened to somebody who did, yeah. Well, at least not in the modern times anyway. Now, back in the day, 1920s and 30s, that may have been, I mean, by the time you got there, you'd have been sleepy. You couldn't have did nothing. You'd been wore out, okay? Not only you need to take a shower by the time you get there. Anyway, good morning to you. It is what is today? Today is a Wednesday. It is March the 7th. It is the 66th day of the year 2021. Some of the things that are happening, but before we get there, I have to give you your lesson. What I got to give you? I got to give you your word of the day. Let me see what this is before I get to that. Okay, go ahead. Tell me you walked 5 miles to school. Morning.
Lady that said Macedonia.
Okay.
Well, she walked from Macedonia down Woodley Road, down Trotman, up 231 Taylor Road, all the way to the mall every day.
Really?
Now, some of your listeners might know who the lady I'm talking about. But she stayed in Macedonia. And she walked everywhere she goes.
Is she mentally okay?
Talking everything. But I'm hoping somebody listening has seen this lady walking before. And she have bags that she told. How's that come to?
That's more than 5. That's more than 5. I know where Macedonia is. So she walked from Macedonia up to Woodley. Because Macedonia is down narrow lane. Isn't that? Don't you gotta go down narrow lane to get to Macedonia? That's a long road. Really? My Lord, that's a lot of walking. We need to get her a bus out there. Unless you like walking. I haven't seen it though. I'm gonna take your word for it because I haven't seen it. I have not seen that. So
But like I say, I'm sure somebody that call your state knows and have seen this lady walking.
Okay, well we'll see if anybody else seen it but you. All right, because if only you saw her, then I'm gonna be a little worried about that. Anyway, the lessons of life today are this: you are more defined by what comes out of your mouth than what goes in it. The way you speak and the things you say have power. Speech gives us the power to create or destroy. That's why I'm trying to be careful with it. And the word of the day is who's God. Anybody know what that word means? Well, if you know what that word means, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you know what that word means. But if you don't know what that word means, now that's probably one of the few words that if you don't know what it means, you're doing okay. I'm just saying. But who knows? If you know, you can call me and tell me. Who's God? HOOSEGOW. Who's God? And if you're familiar too much with that word, then you got issues. Okay, you got a bunch of issues. It is 6:44 in the morning. It was March 7, 1936, that Adolf Hitler ordered his troops to march into the Rhineland, therefore breaking the Treaty of Versailles, okay, and the Locarno Pact. It was also on this day in 1793, during the French Revolutionary Wars, France, I like to say France because, I speak that language sometimes, probably Français, France declared war on Spain. In 1850, in a 3-hour speech to the U.S. Senate, it must have been a Democrat, it had to be a Democrat. Daniel Webster of Massachusetts, it was, endorsed the Compromise of 1850 as a means of preserving the Union. What I can't figure out sometimes, now back in the day, we didn't have topographical maps. We didn't have map makers for the most part. So how do these people know where the state ended and where the state didn't end? I mean, I got to get one of them history people because they didn't know. There was no way they could know. They didn't do all that walking. They didn't have an airplane. How did they know? I don't know. I think they pulling the wool over eyes some kind of way here. Anyway, 1911, President William Howard Taft ordered 20,000 troops to patrol the U.S.-Mexico border in response to the Mexican Revolution. Now it is a Mexican insurgent, and we don't want to put 20,000 troops on the border. I don't know why. In 1912, Norwegian explorer Ronald Amundsen arrived at Hobart, Australia, where he dispatched telegrams announcing his success in leading the first expedition to the South Pole the previous December. Again, I'm still trying to figure out why we go, but then again, that's like, why do we climb mountains? I don't know. I guess because the mountain is there. It's just too cold. It's too cold at the pole. Okay, I'm not trying to go there. Okay. In 1912, Norwegian explorer, I just got done telling you that. Let's go to another one. In 1926, the first successful transatlantic radio telephone conversation took place between New York and London. That's a lot of wire. 1945, during the World War II, U.S. forces crossed the Rhine at Rabies, Germany. Been there, looked that over a couple of times, using the damaged but still usable Ludendorff Bridge. Ludendorff Bridge. Never heard that bridge before, but I'm pretty sure it's over there. In 1955, the first production of the musical Peter Pan, starring Mary Martin, aired on NBC. You know, I never was a Peter Pan kind of guy. You know, I just walk around in tights and all that stuff. I just didn't do that for me. In 1965, a march on this day by civil rights demonstrators were violently broken up on the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, by state troopers and a sheriff posse in what came to be known as Bloody Sunday. Of course, you know, I don't know anybody that wasn't on that bridge back in the day. I mean, when I talked, yeah, I was there. Okay, let's show me a picture. I mean, were you there? You know, I mean, it's amazing how we go back into history and we was there. Like, there are a lot of people in Montgomery, Alabama, from what I understand, that really didn't want Martin to raise the heckles of other people. But now everybody loved Martin. Everybody loved him. And then the people who really sacrificed rarely get any credit. Well, I'm giving you credit. Thank you. In 1975, the U.S. Senate revisited a filibuster rule allowing 60 senators to limit debate in most cases, instead of the previously required 2/3 of senators present. We're still talking about that. It is 2025, and we are still talking about that. In 1981, an anti-government guerrilla in Colombia executed kidnapped American Bible translator Chester Bitterman, whom they accused of being a CIA agent. In 1994, the U.S. Navy issued its first permanent orders assigning women, which is a bad move, to regular duty on combat ships. In this case, the USS Eisenhower. It is never good. Now, one of these days, when the political correctness is over, one of these days, to put men and women together in direct connection with one another in combat zones is a bad idea. Bad idea. Hell, the men don't even want to be there. So, you know, it's a bad idea. And, you know, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to want to protect that female. We're going to want to do it because that's just our nature as gentlemen. You know, I'm just saying it's a bad. However, now don't get me wrong. Now don't take that to mean that I don't think that women deserve the same opportunity as men. I do. But not if you have to change, not if you have to modify the conditions, not if you have to modify the standards by which you get there. Okay. There was a thing in the paper last week where women are really becoming, some of them are becoming a drag on our forces because, and it's not their fault, they cannot do what men do. Now we can argue that point from now into infinitum, but women physically, okay, let me say it, women that are born women. I'm not talking about these fake trans women. I'm talking about women that are born women. God made them a different way for a particular reason. They cannot do what men do. Now, if you're a guy who thinks you're a woman, you're still a guy. Okay, so you can probably do all things I can do. You're still a guy. I'm just saying. You now, if in your head you think you're women, right on, but we're gonna put you on a 2.5 tie, brother, and make you break it down. Okay, that's all I'm saying. You know, or 5 tons, something like that. 1999, movie director Stanley Kubrick, whose films included Dr. Strangelove, A Clockwork Orange, and 2001, A Space Odyssey, died in Hertfordshire, England at the age of 70, having just finished editing Eyes Wide Shut. 10 years ago, Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton met with Turkish leaders in Ankara, where she announced that President Barack Obama was planning to make his own visit, which took place in April, okay, that year. Okay, then. All right, then. I guess he found out what he was looking for. Western-backed Palestinian Prime Minister Salam Fayyad submitted his resignation. However, he retained his position under a new government. Former Metropolitan Opera General Manager Shula Chapin died in New York at 86 years old. And former child actor and singer Jimmy Boyd, I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus on that movie, died in Santa Monica, California at the age of 17. And 5 years ago, Russia was swept up in a patriotic fever of anticipation of bringing Crimea back to its territory, which tens of thousands of people throwing the red square chanting, "Crimea is Russia." Okay, I'll leave that up to y'all over there. Barely can spell it, really know where it's at. 1 year ago, the White House said Mexico, Canada, and other countries could be spared from President Donald Trump's planned steel and aluminum tariffs under the national security carve-outs. Well, you know what that means. For the second time in less than a week, a storm rolled over the Northeast with as much as 2 feet of wet, heavy snow that grounded flights, closed schools, and knocked out power. You know, I do got a problem. I don't know why we close schools when it starts snowing. Well, in the South, I guess. But I walked, okay, I know. But I walked to school in the snow. You know, they had snowdrift like 4 feet high in the sky. You know, you just go around them. You know, you can't, I mean, we didn't turn off the school because, you know, because of that, we didn't turn off the schools and make people go home and stuff like that. We dealt with it. Okay? We dealt with it. Okay? South Bend is my home. John Adams High is my school. Yeah, I remember those. You know, I went home in August. Took pictures of John Adams. You know, John Adams, my high school, I didn't realize at the time, it looks as big as Alabama State. No wonder we had such a great time at that school. Anyway, don't forget, here's something that's interesting that some of you folks, okay, there is COVID-19 rent relief that is available for tenants as well as landlords. Now, I had them on the air the other day, but some of you may not have known that. Montgomery County tenants and landlords can receive $6 million in federal funds made available last month to the struggling to stay current on their rent and utility bills due to the impact of COVID-19. Okay, and with the rent passage of the American Rescue Act that allowed nationally upwards of $20 billion in emergency rental assistance, more money is likely on the way. Like the CDC's eviction moratorium, twice extended from its proposed expiration date of December 31st last year and June the 30th this year. The late injection of emergency cash is meant to stymie a surge of court-ordered removals that experts fear would exacerbate a public health crisis that has so far shown no sustained signs of abating. The stopgap measure bolsters $25 billion in rental assistance divided out to the states and municipalities from December's $900 billion relief package, okay, and comes at a time when more and more or than a third of Alabama households surveyed by the Census Bureau said that they doubted if they can make next month's rent. So there is a way. So you guys need to know that I got the it's called the I got it someplace because I had them on the air the other day. Call the governor's office. They'll give you the number. Okay, call 242-7500 or something like that. And they'll get you in the right direction. Okay, so these things, because I was worried about that. I really was worried about, okay, well, now they say, okay, pandemic's over, bam, see you later. Well, all these people, and because here's the one I was wondering. I said, well, if in fact you haven't paid your rent in a while because you just haven't had the money, and they stop you from being evicted, well, the day they said, okay, do you have to come up with all the back rent too? Because if you got to do that, you might well just start putting yourself out on the street now, because nobody can come up with all that money. Now, we have had some stimulus package, but the little money that they sent, the $2,000, whatever, I mean, that's really not a lot of money. If you don't have your job, you still got to buy toilet paper, still got to buy groceries, You still got to keep your life. I mean, that's not a lot of money either. I mean, it lets you get a pair of them tennis shoes, something like that, but it don't sustain you for too long. Anyway, tenants and landlords can still apply for rental assistance even after an eviction process has begun. The emergency funds cover households that have experienced a loss of income due to the pandemic that could be a layoff or reduction of hours. So even if you didn't get totally laid off, if they reduce your hours significantly, then you can still get a little help on this rental thing. Now, I'm just telling you, I'll find a number later on, and I'll tell. Well, when we come back, I'll tell you who qualifies, what you need in order to get at least get the process started, because there are some rules. Okay, I mean, you just couldn't quit your job one day and say, I'm tired of this job, I'm gone. You probably won't get much. Okay, but I'll tell you how to start the application and all that stuff. So if y'all want to know how to get a little help with your rent thing, I need to tune in next hour so I can tell you. And I went to the city council meeting yesterday. It was some interesting stuff happening down here. Anytime I show up at the city council meeting, because I'm there to see the blood in the water. Okay, I'm there to see what's controversial. I got a heads up what was going to happen. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a problem. We have a problem we have a problem in Montgomery. And it's a bad problem because it affects the quality of life in Montgomery, Alabama. But I'll get to that next hour or two. We'll get to that next hour or two. But stay tuned, and I'll tell you what you do to get some of this money, so you don't get put out in the house. So I ain't gotta go by you and act like I didn't see you getting put out. Okay, because I do that sometimes. When I don't want to walk by you and I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I didn't see them getting all this stuff put outside, because that hurts my feelings. So I just act like I don't see it. But now I'm gonna give you something that's gonna help you out. We'll be back. I think.
Now,
there we go.
News update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Tanya Terry for WSFA 12 News. Jurors at the murder trial of ex-Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin have been told he received extensive training in how to defuse tense situations and how to properly restrain suspects. A use of force trainer testified Tuesday that officers aren't trained to use their legs or knees on somebody's neck. On the day when President Joe Biden announced he's bumping up his deadline by 2 weeks for states to make all adults in the U.S. eligible for the coronavirus vaccine, Dr. Anthony Fauci said it's premature to declare victory. He's warning that the country is in a critical time because we could just as easily swing up into a surge. Meanwhile, the Montgomery City Council adopted an ordinance last night that extends the mask requirement in the city for another 30 days. According to the city, the council unanimously passed the ordinance at Tuesday night's council meeting. That ordinance requires face coverings be worn at all public places in Montgomery. I'm Tanya Terry.
News Radio 1440, WLWI AM, Montgomery, a Cumulus station.
This is the CBS World News Roundup, your home for original reporting.
I'm Stacey Lynn in Washington. A monument is going up in New York dedicated to essential workers and those who have been on the front lines battling the coronavirus.
I will never forget, and no New Yorker should ever forget, what they did to keep us safe.
Governor Andrew Cuomo says the monument will recognize 17 groups from medical professionals to transit and delivery workers. This as we are turning a corner when it comes to getting all adults in the United States vaccinated. Here's CBS's Wisha Zhang.
The White House said it continues to ramp up supply and expand vaccination sites. The CDC announced that nearly 80% of all teachers, school workers, and other childcare workers have received at least one dose of the vaccine, which falls short of the president's goal of 100% by the end of last month.
British researchers say people who've had COVID are more likely to experience depression, dementia, psychosis, or a stroke within 6 months.
Of more than 500,000 American COVID patients, a third went on to develop or have a relapse of a psychological or neurological condition. Oxford University's Paul Harrison.
Amongst patients who needed to go into ICU, 1 in 14 were diagnosed with a stroke in the following 6 months.
His theory, stress may be implicated in the psychiatric conditions, while the actual virus, or our body's attempts to fight it, may be triggering the neurological damage. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
This story is pretty incredible. A 104-year-old woman from Northern Colombia has recovered from COVID for the second time. Carmen Hernandez was vaccinated in February, many months after her first bout with it in June. She was diagnosed again and just spent 21 days in the hospital for round number 2. Hospital staff cheered her on as she left the hospital. The 7th day of witness testimony in Derek Chauvin's murder trial saw several law enforcement witnesses testifying about police use of force and medical assistance policies. Here's CBS's Jimmy Yukas.
Los Angeles Police Sergeant Jody Steiger has trained nearly 3,000 police officers in use of force tactics.
They should have slowed down or stopped their force.
Steiger's testimony followed more than half a dozen Minneapolis police officers.
Steiger is expected to return to the stand today. Horrible story out of Texas. A mother turned herself in to police, admitting to killing her 2 young children. Officer Robert Reeves is with the Irving Police Department.
Anytime you go out on a scene like this and you witness 2 young children that are deceased, that obviously is a call that stays with you.
30-year-old Madison McDonald was arrested. She has been charged. She said she did it to protect the 2 young girls from abuse. This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
Hey, I'm Brand, and as you know, one of the worst things you can say in any business or in life for that matter is, but we've never done it that way before. That approach stops us from making decisions that could have been great. We just keep doing the same thing, even if we're not happy with it, even while we're complaining about it, we just keep doing it. What if there's a better way? This is why considering MediShare for your healthcare bills is such a great idea. It works. It's less expensive. It's convenient. It's a better way for so many people to pay for their healthcare. And thinking, but we've never done it that way before, is a great way to miss out on major savings. The typical family saves $500 a month, and you miss out on the huge network of doctors, the free telehealth services, the great customer service, and being a part of something that matters, with more than 400,000 members sharing each other's healthcare bills. So you've never done it this way before? No problem. Just call. You can start saving right now. Call 866-88-BIBLE. That's 866-88-BIBLE. 866-88-BIBLE.
For a new beefy job.
Taco Bell plans to hire at least 5,000 workers in a single day later this month when the Mexican-inspired food chain temporarily converts restaurant parking lots into job fairs. On-the-spot interviews will take place at nearly 2,000 company and franchise-owned locations across the country on Wednesday, April 21st. Taco Bell hiring managers will hold the employment interviews outside in parking lots, patios, and designated drive-up stations where job hunters won't even need to leave their cars. The chain offers a starting wage of $9.10 an hour at corporate-owned restaurants. Matt Piper, CBS News.
Remember last July, Martha Stewart posted that super hot selfie by her swimming pool? The thirst trap got a lot of attention with hundreds of thousands of likes and fire emojis aplenty. Martha told Howie Mandel in a recent interview she didn't get all the hype, didn't even know what a thirst trap was. But she did get a ton of marriage proposals and propositions after she posted it. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
I love Irving Cookhouse. They have such a variety of healthy salads, sandwiches, and wraps made to order from the freshest fruits and veggies.
Irving Cookhouse is my favorite too, but you can keep your salad. I love their shrimp kebabs, lime marinated steak and chicken special. Their meats are cooked to perfection on green eggs right there in the kitchen.
It's safe to say we can agree to agree. Irving Cookhouse is the freshest, tastiest, bestest casual restaurant in the entire river region.
Open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Located in East Chase across from Best Buy. Irving Cookhouse, simply the bestest.
This month at Larry Puckett Chevrolet, the deals keep coming. Save up to $6,500 on a new Silverado. Save 15% off MSRP on a new Malibu or Equinox. And save up to 17% off on a new Trax. Shop online at LarryPuckett.com for their great selection of pre-owned vehicles or visit them at 2101 Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville. And if you have an extra vehicle you want to sell, bring it in for an instant cash offer. They are paying top dollar to keep the lot full. Larry Puckett Chevrolet on Cobbs Ford Road.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job.
Good morning from Orlando, Florida. Rangers lead the way. Right on, baby. Right on.
Find you what
Right
you're looking
on.
for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter.
Teddy, did you ever get an opportunity to
the smartest way
meet
and right now you can try
Colonel
ZipRecruiter
Downing
for
or
free.
General Downing
That's right,
later on?
free. Just go to this exclusive web
Okay.
address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
He is the voice of the conservative millennials.
The president is going to have to stand fast.
The Ben Shapiro Show.
They're not going to be willing to keep the government shut down.
Today at 3 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
Okay, a lot of things to talk about today. A lot of things to talk about. City council meeting yesterday. But let me get this information about getting help with your rent, just in case you need some help. Okay, that's just what this is all about. And then we'll get on to the city council meeting yesterday. There are complaints. I got to tell you something. Though. I'm gonna give Audrey Grant. I know a lot of folks over there in her district say she don't do nothing. She don't do nothing. But yesterday she spoke up for y'all out there. I mean, she had more gonads than most of the brothers on that doggone thing yesterday. Now they didn't let you see that on TV because she was raising hell. See, I like people who just willing to fight. Yeah, I don't have to agree with you, but give me somebody that's willing to fight, even if they're 100% wrong. Let them be willing to stand up and be counted, and then find out later on that they was 100% wrong. Anyway, this rent thing, to qualify, renters must earn incomes at or below 80% of the county's area medium income, which for last year, a tenant earning $36,800 or less, or a 4-person household with an income of $52,550 would qualify. But priority will be given to applicants whose household income are at or below 50% of Montgomery County's area medium income, or in most cases, there is one or more persons in the household is unemployed when the assistance claim is submitted, and one or more individuals, they got to go through all of this, today. We're employed for 90 days prior to applying for assistance. Simply fill out the application or contact Emergency Rental Assistance Alabama, see if you qualify. The website to begin the thing is called eraalabama.com. eraalabama.com. That's all one word except the .com. Yeah, that's right. eraalabama.com. Okay. Users will be prompted to register with email address. So if you don't have an email, come up with one. Okay. You don't need to own a computer to have an email address. Okay. Okay. It's like you don't need a house to have a P.O. box. Okay. I'm just saying, get an email address. That's the way we do business today. I don't want to hear about you. I don't want to mess with that stuff. Sorry about that. You have to do it. That's the way we do things. Okay. We don't milk cows by hand anymore either, but I still like the milk. Okay. So you'll be prompted to enter an email address. You can go to anybody's computer. Anybody, if you that bad off, you can call me. We'll make you one. Okay. I'll show you how to make one anyway. But all you got to do is go to google.com on somebody's computer and come up and where it says Gmail or Yahoo or wherever, and you can make yourself an email. Do not get an email address that is associated with your internet provider, such as AOL, such as Spectrum, or don't get emails associated with those guys, because if for some reason you don't have the money to pay your bill, there goes your email. But get an email with Google or Yahoo or something like that. So no matter what happens to you, you'll always have a place to go check your email. Okay, because if you don't pay your bill, you just be without an email and everything else. This way, you got an online email address that will always be there for you. You need to check at least once or twice a month, though, so you can get rid of your stuff. Anyway, so ERAalabama.com. That is the place where you need to go. ERA, Echo, Romeo, Alpha, Alpha, Lima, Alpha, Bravo, Alpha, Mike, Alpha.com. Okay, I know that. I was just showing off. I knew the military phenomenon. Okay, but it's ERAalabama.com. I was just showing off. Let you guys know that I've been there. I know. What the hell are you talking about? Alpha and Echo. What the hell are you talking about? Anyway, to begin application, ERAalabama.com. Users will be prompted to register with an email address. If you don't have internet access or need assistance in completing the process, an agent can help you fill out the application by phone. That'd be forever. Anyway, 1-833-620 1-833-620-2434. 1-833-620-2434. Monday through Friday from 8 o'clock until 5 p.m. Okay. Now, all tenants and household members must supply certain documents. I'll get to those documents in a few minutes here. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Who's gal? No, I know that. Who's gal? I wanted to know if you knew. No. I needed to know if you knew the definition of who's gal. Yeah. All right. That is true.
People who work sitting down get paid more money than people standing up.
I believe that's true also.
That's true also. Let me see now. Money won't buy you happiness, but a lack of money certainly buy you misery.
Well, that's true too.
Oh, we're betting 1,000, I guess. Baseball players. Kershaw, 2,743 strikes out. Past Don Drysdale, Stanley Kubrick. Those are American-sounding names to me that play.
That was back in the day. That's not the way it is today. That's not the way it is today. Harmon Killebrew, Mickey Mantle, Mays, Willie Mays. We had names we could pronounce that were American. That's not the way it is today. Even in our colleges and universities, it's rare to be able to understand somebody's name because we go to Columbia or we go to all these other places and find people and bring them over here rather than going to these some of these abandoned communities and low-income communities and find good talent.
Okay, the United States Army is 244 years old, and we've only had one black chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff. That was Colin Powell.
Okay.
The United States of America is 245 years old, and we've only had one black Secretary of Defense.
Okay.
Okay. So a lot of people were passed over. A lot of blacks were passed over.
We make up 15% of the population of America. We make up 13% of the population of America. I'm not making excuses for the oversight, but just how many should we have had considering how many of us are actually in America? How many should we have had? Okay. All right.
Road hole in this country.
There are a lot of people who have had a rough road to hoe in this country. A lot of them. You don't believe that? You think everybody's been okay on top of the hill and nobody's had a tough time with black folks?
I know that to be a fact because they had exclusionary rules against the Chinese in 1882. They only allowed 2 to come in. When they broke that barrier a little bit, they allowed 20 to come in. And then they had a whole bunch of them to come in when they done the Continental railroad, when they finished it, stayed out there in Texas, built stores and all this kind of stuff. And the Texans worked them over pretty good to kill them. And then you got a brother up there who hooked up on a Asian woman yesterday, when knocked her down, kicked her.
And that same brother had just killed his own mama 18 years ago.
Well, they're going to deal with him.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's too late now. Yeah, he's already created havoc.
They're going to deal with him, and they're going to kill a whole bunch of brothers along the way.
Well,
yeah, a whole bunch of folks caught it, but I think more black folks have been passed over than white folks.
That may be true. And so what do we do about it now? What do we do about it now? Okay. Well, let me cogitate on that.
Back me up on them bringing you food.
Okay, whatever. Listen, you know, you're entitled to your own opinion. You just can't have your own facts.
You mean to tell me it's not a fact that you were begging for food?
No, that's not a fact. I've never begged for food, brother. Okay. Well, I don't mind being challenged. Okay. Again, I don't mind what people say about me as long as it's the truth. I don't. If you tell the truth, I'm good, whether I like it or not. But when you lie on me, now that's when I gotta, you know. Okay. Well, listen. Hey, your 3 minutes. Not yet, but I'm working on it. Anyway. Woo! 7:17 in the morning. Oh, one. Don't forget that website to help with your rent and all that stuff. That's landlords as well as people as well as tenants. Okay, that's ERA Alabama. One word. ERAalabama.com. Okay, just go there and check there and go to their frequently asked questions. You know, and it'll tell you all the things that you need in order to at least get the process started for you. Because I don't want people when they say this thing is over, I don't want people to start getting put out of their house. Secondarily, went to the city council meeting last night. Well, let me talk. I'm going to say one thing about this, and then I'll be done with the whole Georgia thing. So the city of Atlanta, which is predominantly black, we're going to remove the Major League Baseball game, right? Because your president says Jim Crow. Now, Atlanta is predominantly black. So we're going to take baseball from a predominantly black city and take it to a city that has 15% black folks in it, Denver, Colorado, whose standards of voting is pretty much a little more restrictive than Georgia. But all they did was, like they always do with black folks, they use them to push a narrative. They use them to push some propaganda. And at the end of the day, the black folks who these people keep talking about, they look at after end up with absolutely nothing. So now we're going to take money. We're going to take about $100 million from the city of Atlanta, take it to the city of Denver, who's 15% black and the rest 85% white, or at least 75% white, and the other one's a little other. So while black folks raising their hand, yeah, it's Jim Crow, it's Jim Crow. Well, I don't know if it's Jim Crow or not. I don't know Jim Crow, never had a chance to meet him. But I did hear he was around, and guess what? The Democrats are the ones who came up with Jim Crow. But anyway, so don't we get tired of being used by these Democrats? Okay, seriously, don't we get tired? Don't we get tired of being misused and abused by Democrats? So they're going to take it from Atlanta with all them black folks depending on that money and them jobs, and we're going to take it to Denver, Colorado, where only 15% of the population is black. Okay, if that makes sense to you, okay, if they really looking out for black folks, oh yeah, they looking out for you, brother. They're gonna look at you all the way up to the unemployment office, okay? And then they're gonna tell you, get a job. Whoop, part of that job just left. Anyway, just thought I'd let you know that. Let's take a break. Now, if that makes sense to anybody out there, I'm willing to listen. If that makes sense to anybody, you take money from black folks in a city that's predominantly black, and at the same time talking about we against Jim Crow, we're against Jim Crow, we hurting the black folks. But then you take the jobs and take them to Denver, Colorado. And first of all, it's too damn cold in Denver, Colorado for me to live up there. I've been there, love the city, but I can't handle living up there. Okay. And so that's what we're going to do. And who are we helping? I'm just saying, isn't it about time in America that black folks stop being used? Okay. We're like prophylactics. When we're brand new in the package, we love them. And then we use them, and then we dump them and we throw them away. That's what the Democratic Party traditionally has done with black folks. As long as they need you. One thing I like about the Republicans. See, I am not under any illusion, especially Southern Republicans. I am not under any illusion that the Republican Party, with a bunch of old white guys in it at the top, old guys, really care anything about me. I'm just, and that's fine because they let you know that. I got that part. But what I do like about the Republican Party, you know what? If you're willing to get out here and work and do what you got to do, you know, and stop begging and whining, moaning and groaning, most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, you can find a listening ear and some help. The Democrats, all you're going to get is a promise. We've been promised and promised and promised, and they're going to promise us now. They're promising Atlanta now. We're going to work on that Jim Crow, baby. We're working on it. We're just going to take the MLB just going to take this all-star game to Denver. We're going to leave a lot of y'all out without a job this summer, and we're going to take this to Denver, Colorado, that has a percentage of their population of 15% that's black, where Atlanta, Georgia is almost 100% black. But they're looking out for you. They're looking out for us, right? If this wasn't so funny, it would be sad. It would be sad. Hell, it is sad. Okay, but anyway, okay. So they helping us. They're helping the folks in Atlanta with Jim Crowism by taking their jobs and taking it to a city that's predominantly white. Woo! Anyway, let's take a break, and we shall return right after this. If they my friends, I don't need any enemies.
Weather forecast on News Radio 1440.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Express Employment Professionals matches people with the right skills with the right jobs, from the production floor to the front office. To find the right person for your job, you can't beat Express's incredible local support. Visit ExpressPros.com to find a location near you.
Another quiet, dry day on the way. We'll introduce some cloud cover today, calling it partly cloudy officially. Temperatures up in the 80s, about 83 or 84. A slight uptick in humidity and a slight breeze, but not bad at all whatsoever. Dry. Showers and storms late tonight, closer to sunrise Thursday, and that will continue through about lunchtime Thursday. Second half of Thursday looking dry, highs around 80. Shower and storm chances again from Friday and Saturday.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, we're looking pretty good as far as accidents go. Nothing's been reported, but we do have a car fire reported on 65 northbound at the Cusada exit 176. It's off to the right, but please use caution. Could be a visibility issue with the smoke, so watch out for that one. Outside of it, we're looking good. Traffic moving smoothly through the Tri-County area. No reasons for an alternate route. If you're looking for a Camry, a Corolla, a RAV4, they're at Reinhardt Used Car Supercenter, and you're going to save some money. Reinhardt Used Car Supercenter. Buckle up, front and back. It's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
For all your collision repairs, Chico's Knows. Located on Atlanta Highway, just minutes from the Eastern Bypass. Call Chico's Auto Pros today at 239-9510. Chico's Knows.
It's a different year. You need to reach your potential customers, and your customers need to be able to find you. Let Cumulus Media help. We've built a unique opportunity for you to connect your business with River Region homeowners that are looking for your products and services. Radio, digital, and lead generation for your business, helping you reach hundreds of thousands of people in this area. You need to talk to Cumulus Media. Call Don Polno at 334-240-2257. That's 334-240-2257.
Hey y'all, it's Lewis at the Capital Oyster Bar right down here on this beautiful Alabama River. Tell you some river news. You can get down here and rent you a pontoon boat, enjoy this beautiful river. All you need is a driver's license and a credit card. You're going to come down here, you're going to see the new RV park we got up and running. If you haven't been here lately, you won't recognize it. We've been doing a lot of work, cooking up fresh seafood, and let's talk about Sunday afternoon fun. This Sunday at 5 o'clock. Randy Branch is going to be down here. Check it out, CapitalOysterBar.com. See you soon.
Rabies is a viral disease that can infect all mammals, including humans. This is State Public Health Veterinarian Dr. D. Jones. Protect yourself, your family, and your pet, not just by staying away from wild animals that often carry the virus, but also by getting your pets vaccinated. Raccoons and bats are the most common carriers of the rabies virus. Your first reaction may be to approach a strange acting or injured animal, but oftentimes people are bitten or scratched while trying to help these animals. The best approach may be to contact your local animal control officers. If you are bitten or scratched by an animal, you should seek medical attention immediately. Although rabies is 100% fatal, it is also 100% preventable.
This is State Health Officer Dr. Scott Harris. For more information, visit our website, www.alabamapublichealth.gov.
From time to time, parents occasionally ask,
Is it safe for my children to participate in high school sports?
a better question might be,
Is it safe for my children not to participate in high school sports?
statistics show that teenagers are likely to be healthier and stay healthier as adults if they play a sport in high school. Participating in a high school sport builds and maintains strong bones, muscles, and joints. High school athletes are also more likely to develop good eating habits. High school athletes not only have stronger bodies, their self-esteem, self-confidence, and self-discipline are strengthened too. So insightful parents aren't asking,
Is it safe for my children to participate in high school sports?
instead they're asking.
Hey, what time is the game tonight?
This message presented by the Alabama High School Athletic Association and the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association.
He is the voice of the conservative millennials.
The president is going to have to stand fast.
The Ben Shapiro Show.
They're not going to be willing to keep the government shut down.
Tomorrow at 3 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
And let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, it is Uncle Sam's giveaway on News Radio 1440, sponsored by Headley Plumbing and Metal Buildings. Now, we're in the final stretch before tax deadline, but don't worry, you have a chance of winning $5,000 to help with the stress or whatever you wish. Enter to win today at News Radio 1440. Uncle Sam's giveaway, okay? $5,000, okay? Brought to you again by my good friends at Headley Plumbing and Metal Buildings. Let's go to the phones right quick, and we're gonna get that. We're gonna get back to the Montgomery's city council goings on yesterday, and some people say they're in violation of the sunshine law. I don't know. I'm just looking for the sunshine. Good morning. Who's this? Not much.
Hey, I want to ask you a question, man.
Yeah, right.
You know, everything is about black and white, right?
Well, that's where they are. That's where they're making it.
Yeah. And why is it that, I hear you say that, black folks being used over and over by the Democratic Party. I want to ask you a question. Who does the Republican Party care about?
Who? Wait a minute. Who the hell does the Democratic Party care about?
I don't think neither one of them care about the people, really. But
they don't. wait a minute. Let me ask you a question. If you were sick and somebody gave you a fake medicine, but they giving you a fake you don't know it's fake medicine, so you taking it hoping to get well. So, okay, so I'm trying to follow you here. So, what you're telling me, it is better to be fooled and think you're getting well, but you're not. When the Republicans say, "Hey, you're on your own," but you think it's better to give me some fake medicine.
Rather, it seems like you care, or you pretending, or at least it's the maybe the illusion. Some maybe they do care. Okay, now that's my opinion, but the Republican Party, they don't give a damn about nobody but themselves and power.
Well, let me ask you. Okay, so I gotta ask you, why is it that all the Jim Crow places and all the most of the tragedies had been done to black folks were done under Democrats? So how does your logic reach? I'm confused here. But I don't care about the party. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Yeah. And you know that but them Democrats really care about us, right? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. The illusion, and so what you
Give you the illusion that they care for you. The other one doesn't.
okay. Well, I'd rather wait a minute. I'd rather know that the guy don't care about me, and wherever I go or don't go, it's totally up to me. Instead of waiting for it, I gotta run. You're losing me here. I just so it is better to be fooled. I don't get that. Good morning.
Hey, come on, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
God and his vows, CO, PO, and NO. Will you agree with that?
I know, but you say the same thing every morning, Ed. We know that. Can you give me something a little different, though? I got you. I know, but yeah. All right. Well, you may have a point. I'm gonna leave you alone on that. I'm gonna leave you alone on that one. All right. Keep going, then. Keep going. Okay, and give me the point though, because you're losing it. Give me the point you're trying to make, because you're losing me.
Okay, you know, it's not easy. It's not hard to lose you, but okay. The point is, Kevin, all this what you talking about, you know, going on. God is still in charge. That's the point, my friend.
Okay, well, I don't have any argument with that. Good morning. Who's this? Yeah. That's right. Absolutely not for the worse, only for the best, only for the better. Yeah. Well, you do. I mean, yeah, yeah.
Probably don't. None of them really does, but
Nobody does. But at least I know that. I don't have no problem with that.
I'd rather you frown in my face than smile in my face and stab in the back. Yeah, but you batting 1,000 today, as 50-50 said. I had to agree with you on the Atlanta thing.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, man. But what happens? We don't research. We just hear and we just jump on board with stuff. And now that they're out there in Denver, they're not coming back.
No, as a matter of fact, I just looked at the demographic of Denver. It's 8 point something, 8% black out there. 8%. Put it on somebody else's table. All of it. Yeah. Yeah. So every once in a while. Hey, appreciate it. Let me take one more call before I take my next break. Good morning. Who's this? Yes.
No, this is Horace.
Yes, Horace.
Yes, about the Jim Crow joke that she was making. You probably laughed at slavery, but I didn't find it very amusing. Anyway, at 50-50 shutting, you make more money sitting down than you do standing up. Those engineers, scientists, and doctors that we don't get a chance to put in competition for the ones that's in college, so the people could actually see who actually doing the work. And another thing, the money that is being taken away from these people in the white collar scenario, that you want to look at the panhandlers and the people who are in need. They wouldn't be in need if these people who from the black community had an opportunity.
Name one opportunity that black people don't have. I know. Wait a minute. I know some engineers that are black that are working. Yes. That's not my worry though. But that's not my worry because y'all. But we are willing to pay sports and athletes a hell of a lot more money than we're willing to pay teachers who teach the engineer. That's our society. Don't blame. But I don't know. I don't know what a self-made engineer is. Yeah. Well, I don't know what a self-made engineer. I thought all engineers had to have some sort of training.
Brake system came from. Yeah, they sued for Uber and Google was in court about $179 million. See.
And again, I don't know who came up with it. Well, that's what you say. That's what you say.
Say, but your engineers are not on TV so they can actually see.
Right.
It turned into a circuit. And the Pharaohs told Moses, well, we have priests who could do the exact same thing.
Well, okay, it would seem to me, Horace, it would seem to me, now I could be wrong. It would seem to, no, but it would seem to me
who were mentally capable of.
Who cares? When he ran, when he ran against Jesse Owens, when Jesse Owens stood up there, he changed his mind. Right. So. Yeah. Okay. But again, you got some issues that so what you going to do about it? The last question. What you going to do about it? Okay. What makes you think? What makes you think that I find slavery? Because we don't have slavery now. Amusing. No, we don't. Well, that sounds like a prison to me. That sounds like a prison system to me. Yeah. Yeah. But I don't. That's not my wheelhouse. I don't really care about that kind of thing. I'm not an engineer. Never will be one. Probably didn't have the capability to become one. I don't worry about that. Sure it is. But so is selling drugs. Okay, I'm just willing. Well, listen, hey, I got to take a break. We'll be back. There's something I can't handle right here. But I'm just going to the hypocrisy of what's going on in Atlanta. We're so concerned about Jim Crow, but we're taking we're taking food off people's table in a predominantly black city and sending to Denver, where 8% of the people there are black. Okay, it's just, are we that foolish? I mean, don't we get tired of being used all in the name? And Democrats came up with Jim Crow. In the South back in the day, it was Democrats running these cities, Selma, Birmingham, Bull, that guy named Bull, what the hell his name was. Don't we get tired of being used? Evidently not. They just gotta get us with some emotional garbage, and they got us right back. Got y'all right back. Not me. I ain't playing that. We'll be back.
First alert weather forecast on News Radio 1440.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Express Employment Professionals matches people with the right skills with the right jobs, from the production floor to the front office. To find the right person for your job, you can't beat Express's incredible local support. Visit ExpressPros.com to find a location near you.
Another quiet, dry day on the way. We'll introduce some cloud cover today, calling it partly cloudy officially. Temperatures up in the 80s, about 83 or 84. A slight uptick in humidity and a slight breeze, but not bad at all whatsoever. We're dry. Showers and storms late tonight, closer to sunrise Thursday, and that will continue through about lunchtime Thursday. Second half of Thursday looking dry, highs around 80. Shower and storm chances again for Friday and Saturday.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch.
Yeah, let me see what the whining in there.
Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. We've got a minor accident, Highway 14 at Browns Road in Millbrook, so please use caution there. Outside of that, we're looking pretty good. Nothing else being reported that would send you on an alternate route. Chico's Auto Pros offers full tire and auto service at their Montgomery location on Atlanta Highway. Everything for your vehicle in one place. Chico's Auto Pros, 239-9510. Buckle up, front and back, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is major delay.
For all your collision repairs, Chico's knows. Located on Atlanta Highway, just minutes from the Eastern Bypass. Call Chico's Auto Pros today at 239-9510. Chico's knows.
Shop the Rustic Furniture Outlet at American Oak and More. Handmade solid wood rustic furniture at factory direct prices.
70% off every day.
How can we sell so cheap?
Because we're a direct outlet for the factory. Truckloads arriving weekly.
Whether you're looking for bedroom suites, tables and chairs, occasional tables, entertainment centers, consoles, gun cabinets, bathroom vanities, if it's rustic, we got you covered. And it's all up to 70% off every day. The Rustic Furniture Outlet, Wetumpka Highway next to American Oak and More.
Hey y'all, it's Cassidy Cody Wolf here at American Oak and More. We have some exciting news to share.
No, not what you're thinking. No babies yet. But we did launch our newest line called Wolf Brothers Furniture.
This line consists of 6 collections, including power and manual sofas, love seats, sectionals, and recliners.
Quality is key here at American Oak and More, so we designed these collections with solid wood frames and high-density foam.
Last but not least, whether they're covered in microfiber or leather, they all come with a 5-year warranty.
Stop by and see us at American Oak and More.
This month at Larry Puckett Chevrolet, the deals keep coming. Save up to $6,500 on a new Silverado. Save 15% off MSRP on a new Malibu or Equinox. And save up to 17% off on a new Trax. Shop online at LarryPuckett.com for their great selection of pre-owned vehicles or visit them at 2101 Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville. And if you have an extra vehicle you want to sell, bring it in for an instant cash offer. They are paying top dollar to keep the lot full. Larry Puckett Chevrolet on Cobbs Ford Road.
Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swing Spa Blowout Expo this weekend only at the Garrett Coliseum. Browse over 30 hot tubs and swing spas from 5 major brands at up to 50% off. Financing is available and show admission is free. That's this weekend at the Garrett Coliseum in Montgomery. Visit SpaExpo.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Russell Wilson here. We play 60 United Way in the NFL, helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Healthy kids.
To get involved, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Donate.
Are you guys going to do that every time?
Yes, of course.
Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
He is the voice of the conservative millennials.
The president is going to have to stand fast.
The Ben Shapiro Show.
They're not going to be willing to keep the government shut down.
Monday afternoon at 3 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
You know, I don't know why this song still sounds good today. It's a great song. As a matter of fact, let me give you the race breakdown in Denver, Colorado, since everybody's worried about it. Denver, Colorado is 76.95% white. Black people make up 9.77%. The state of Colorado is only 4% black. Whites make up 84% of the state of Colorado. Okay. Nationally, whites make up 73.35% of the population. Blacks make up in Denver 9.77, Colorado 4.9, and the nation 12. We've lost. In the nation, we make up 12.63% of it. Also, the American Indian, and well, Indians didn't like it up there either. So anyway, so the bottom line is this. They screwed a whole lot of black folks in Atlanta, Georgia, taking it to another place in Colorado, who have more, their laws to vote on. If you want to use the word restrictive, we can use that word. I think that's probably not the right word, but their laws are more restrictive than Georgia. We've been played like a drum again, okay? Black folks been played again. We all raising all this hell. Now come on Major League Baseball. I don't care about baseball. I'm talking about the jobs. So now we're gonna go to a city. We're gonna go to a state whose total population is 4.09% black. So, but we're using black folks to get there. Okay. In Denver itself, it is 9.77% of the population. Gotcha. Good morning. Who's this? Hello. Hello, I got you. Yeah, guess I lost them. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah. Yes.
And sometimes you do what you got to do so that one day you can do what you want to do.
So in other words, what you're telling me, we realize we just got screwed. Now we're going to give an excuse for it. All right.
And I'm not talking about you directly.
I understand.
A problem with the Montgomery bus boycott in 1957 and 56 because they said, why are you going to take money out of your pocket? And yes, you're affecting business in your city and black people. But the thing is that in the end, you had your Barack Obamas and other minorities elected to office. Kevin, let me say this to you. We need to get to understand that playing the long game is very important. The Republicans have been playing the long game for years. What they did in Georgia is playing the long game. Major League Baseball and some of the people in Georgia as far as the protesting of it because they're playing the long game.
Can you tell me, wait, Marty, wait, just let me ask you a question. First of all, can you tell me exactly in this law, where does it suppress people from voting? Anybody, you got the same access everybody else does.
Click me up. The thing is, had we not performed in Georgia the way we did, we would have not had a Ossoff or Ossoff, whatever his name is, and Warnock. We would not have had them. They affect policies across this nation. They elect judges to the Supreme Court and also other federal courts and everything. So it's much.
But you're missing the point here. You cannot tell me. Wait a minute. You got to answer me succinctly and specifically. What part of this law oppresses people from voting?
Content. It is Jim Crowism dressed in a bow tie and a...
Okay, Marty, I gotta run. I can't handle it. I can only handle that for so long. I just can't. I asked a specific question. Where in this law that is less restrictive than in Colorado does it stop people from voting? Specifically, tell me where. That's all I'm asking. I just want to know. Tell me part of the law. I got the law in front of me now. Good morning. Yeah.
Let's look at the facts with everybody right now on emotion. It took the All-Star game from Georgia and went to Colorado when all Georgia did was require a pitcher ID, which the state of Colorado has always required for voting. Georgia enacted a period of time for absentee voting longer than what Colorado requires. So Major League Baseball decided we are going to punish Georgia by taking the All-Star baseball game from Georgia to Colorado, which has more restricted voting requirements than this new law in Georgia does.
Everybody knows that. Everybody with any walking around since, like Mr. Bowling used to say, knows that we took the game from a state that's merely trying to make sure that this election has integrity. And they took it to a state where it's even more restricted.
It's hilarious listening to your caller this morning. Well, we're looking at the long game. Okay, the long game is Georgia has less restrictions now under this new law for minorities than Colorado has had in place for 20 years. Just to let your most recent callers understand, the most recent election cycle, 21,000 ballots in Colorado were thrown away because they did not meet the voter ID requirements on absentee ballots. Okay, let me say that again. Colorado threw out 21,000 ballots because they did not meet the voter ID requirements that Georgia just enacted, but to a lesser degree.
Yeah.
Now, someone, please, going forward, saying, yes, we should support Colorado that puts more restrictions on minorities' rights than Georgia just did.
Right. And because this is really not, appreciate it, this is really not about fair voting. This is about propaganda. That's it. Take one more call. Good morning.
The analysis and understanding of what's going on. And it is so sad to hear this guy Marty, who sounds like a decent fellow.
He's a nice guy.
This guy, and he doesn't know his facts. And he's buying into the long run and Jim Crow and trying to compare it with things in the past. He's just buying into, like you say, propaganda and talking points that sound reasonable and they sound sensible, but when you look at the facts, they're completely wrong. This is why Montgomery is so screwed up. Because people don't care about the evidence. They just care about finding a position that supports their views. But Kim, you're so right. Thank you for being the voice of truth on this issue. This isn't about politics. And my friend just read the 100-page bill. He read the entire thing. He said there was absolutely nothing.
Nothing. And I got it right in front. Right. I got it right in front of me, the PDF file of the whole bill. I mean, I don't know how people can be manipulated forever like this. Yeah. Yep. Zero. It is philosophy. And even though a lot of folks don't know what the hell philosophy is, we all live by one. And yeah. Yeah, and they're wrong. Right. Hey, appreciate it. They are. I don't have time to take another call. When we come back, though, we're going to get off this and get what happened at the Montgomery City Council yesterday. There is a problem in our police department right now. That's a problem. Also, there was some concern last night that some of our city councilmen got together, had a meeting before the meeting, and violated some sunshine law. Now, I don't know how that works out, but I know Aubrey Graham brought that up, I believe, and wondering when did the meeting before the meeting happen. Anyway, we'll be back after this. We'll see what happened down there yesterday. I was down there. I ain't gonna tell you what I heard. I'm telling you, I was down there talking about it, and we got a problem in our Montgomery Police Department that will affect the quality of life in Montgomery. We'll be back.
FA12 News Update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Tanya Terry for WSFA 12 News. Jurors at the murder trial of ex-Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin have been told he received extensive training in how to defuse tense situations and how to properly restrain suspects. A use of force trainer testified Tuesday that officers aren't trained to use their legs or knees on somebody's neck. On a day when President Joe Biden announced he's bumping up his deadline by 2 weeks for states to make all adults in the U.S. eligible for the coronavirus vaccines, Dr. Anthony Fauci said it's premature to declare victory. He's warning that the country is in a critical time because we could just as easily swing up into a surge. Meanwhile, the Montgomery City Council adopted an ordinance last night that extends the mask requirement in the city for another 30 days. According to the city, the council unanimously passed the ordinance at Tuesday night's council meeting. That ordinance requires face coverings be worn at all public places in Montgomery. I'm Tanya T.
News Radio 1440, WLWI AM, Montgomery, a Cumulus station.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Stacey Lynn in Washington. Getting ready for your COVID vaccine? All adult Americans will be eligible in less than 2 weeks. But what about those people who weren't eligible yet but still tried to get their shots? Here's CBS's Kemi McCormick.
They're called vaccine line jumpers.
Trying to jump at every opportunity.
They're often turned away.
It's disappointing, but, the time will come.
And they keep showing up when they find out shots are available.
You only happen to find out through a Facebook group.
In some areas, that's using up precious doses that might have to be discarded. In others, governors are discouraging it, asking people to abide by state guidelines.
Well, more people are getting vaccinated, but getting kids back to the classroom is still a big challenge.
While nearly half of the nation's schools have reopened, just a third of students are learning full-time in classrooms. That's according to a survey released by the Biden administration. The gap is most pronounced among older K through 12 students, with just 29% of 8th graders back in the classroom.
CBS News correspondent Jim Crisula. In California, Governor Gavin Newsom says he's planning to lift most of its COVID restrictions on June 15th, except the mask mandate. But many are still unhappy with how the pandemic was handled in the state. CBS's Carter Evans flat out asked him about
What do
it.
you say to parents and business owners who feel like you let them down?
Well, 9,000 of our 11,000 schools have either reopened for in-person instruction or have set a date to reopen for in-person instruction.
But they've been out of school for more than a year now at this point. Other states have been back for months.
We put out a blueprint in December, $6.6 billion to address learning loss, and we're looking to extend the school year, extend the school date.
We also have the third highest unemployment rate in the nation right now.
The reason our unemployment is stubbornly high is because the impact of the hospitality and leisure industry has been disproportionate.
In France, they're stepping up vaccination efforts as well. CBS's Elaine Cobb says this as cases are starting to soar again.
4 months after the painfully slow vaccine rollout began here, France has adopted the idea of using sports stadiums as mass vaccination sites. Lines of people formed outside the iconic Stade de France just outside Paris. France is in its third lockdown of this pandemic, with travel bans in place in an attempt to stem the spread.
Some important new research when it comes to screening for breast cancer. Studies found that digital breast tomosynthesis, or DBT, reduces the rate of interval breast cancers compared to screening with digital mammography. DBT works by capturing a series of images from different angles, getting a much clearer picture. This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
Hey, I'm Brad, and as you know, one of the worst things you can say in any business or in life, for that matter, is, but we've never done it that way before. That approach stops us from making decisions that could have been great. We just keep doing the same thing, even if we're not happy with it, even while we're complaining about it. We just keep doing it. What if there's a better way? This is why considering MediShare for your healthcare bills is such a great idea. It works. It's less expensive. It's convenient. It's a better way for so many people to pay for their healthcare. And thinking, but we've never done it that way before, is a great way to miss out on major savings. The typical family saves $500 a month, and you miss out on the huge network of doctors, the free telehealth services, the great customer service, and being a part of something that matters, with more than 400,000 members sharing each other's healthcare bills. So you've never done it this way before? No problem. Just call. You can start saving right now. Call 866-88-BIBLE. That's 866-88-BIBLE. 866-88-BIBLE.
Reason to tip back a few today.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Make that hoppy. This is National Beer Day. Some chains are celebrating with discount suds.
Beer.
You can get a small domestic draft for $3 during happy hour at Chili's. At Yard House, it's $5 for a pint or goblet, $10 for a half yard. Doghouse is upgrading pints to a liter. Log on to Hope Valley Brewing's IBU a meter, and it'll rank how bitter you are on Twitter.
There's something
get a free beer in return. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
You need something to go with that beer? Doritos is bringing back a fan favorite, Doritos Roulette. Each bag has the OG nacho cheese flavor plus some fiery hot chips mixed in. Be brave, you just never know when you're going to get your mouth and lips scorched, as they look exactly the same. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
The 25K Workday Payday. It's all about money. It's your national keyword to win $100. Text MONEY, M-O-N-E-Y, money to 95819.
Money.
Standard messaging rates apply. Don't text and drive. We'll text back to confirm your entry. If you win, you'll be entered to win a grand prize of $25,000. It's the 25K Workday Payday on News Radio 1440.
That's extra.
morning. We're back. Good morning to all of you. Welcome into our world. 860-1440 is the number. 860-1440. Now, if you want to text me, you got to text me at didn't know that either. Let us text me at 334-294-2551. That's 334-294-2551. If you still texting that my main number, then I don't have that phone. Okay. So 294-2551. Last night I had the opportunity, which is rare. I don't really go down to the meetings. Most of them I watch them online. However, they don't, from what I understand, they don't record the meeting before the meeting. And so I went down there last night and I saw some things down there that just kind of bothered me a little bit. I've known that there have been issues at Montgomery Police Department for a while. There's been the morale of our police department sucks right about now. And if that morale sucks, then it is certainly going to have an effect on the streets of Montgomery and the quality of life in this city. Now, we can argue about why we are in the situation that we're in. Last night, yesterday afternoon, I sat there and I saw at least 8 or 9 police officers who normally don't come out in public about these kinds of things because, normally we try to keep in any military organization or paralegal military organization, you try to keep those things within the chain of command. But when people come out like police officers did yesterday, there's something wrong at our police department. Now, the question is, what is it? We have policemen saying, now, whether it's true or not, I don't know, saying that the chief of police in Montgomery is being unfair, being selective in punishment, and even punishing officers for what they deem no good reason. Some white officers have come up to me and told me that they feel that they have been discriminated against because they're white. Now, again, these are allegations. I don't really know if they're true or not, but I will tell you this much. My only experience besides radio is the Army. And if you have that much disagreement with your chain of command, with the troops, then there's an issue there and there needs to be something done about it. Now, what that is, that's going to be up to the mayor of the city of Montgomery. But when you have that many, these are the officers that came that came publicly. There are many other officers who I know have grievances who don't come out publicly because everybody's got a family to feed and everybody's got to pay their car note and everybody's got to do that. And so, but again, I do employ the city council. The thing about the city council is this: there's any member on the city council can initiate an investigation into any department that they have. Okay, and I know we have internal affairs, we got city investigations and all that. But again, that's like having the hen guard the hen house, the chicken house. I think there's from what I saw, and I know a couple of those officers. Now, again, I don't live with them, I don't work with them, but my interaction with some of these guys has been positive. They just do their job, and I'm just telling you, it may be time. I'm not sure. That's going to be up to the mayor and the city council, not even the city council. It may be time that we think about replacing our police chief. Good guy. But again, when you lose the confidence of the people below you, it's probably time to move on. I mean, it probably is. Again, I don't know. That's not my call. Sure, about no ticket today for this. But again, when you got that many subordinates that are upset at you, even former police officers last night showed up. There's an issue at that, and that issue directly affects the quality of life in the city of Montgomery. And one would ask ourselves, is that why we got so much crime going on in the streets? Everybody thinks that the police got their own problems. So we might as well take care of our business right here. Is that why it's so? Is that what's going on? I don't know. But anyway, 860-1440 is the number. Let's go back to the phones. Oh, The guy lost me there. Okay. Sorry about that. Call back. Good morning.
Is Elkins go and vote without an ID? When it's all said and done, that same guy, Elkins, been voted 50 times. There was corruption to the T. So the bottom line is simple. The governor and legislative branch of government over in Georgia got together, said we got to clear our damn conscience here. And they're making it easy for you to vote. The black voters, I mean, they have to have the cheatings, Captain. That's the bottom line. We'll get with you later.
All righty then. Good morning. Who's this? Yeah. Well, ain't that the truth?
But let me get to this. Kevin,
Yes.
I would like you to stop anyone who opposes your view. I noticed this. You will hang up on me. Anyone that's spewing that rhetoric and that red meat, you let them stay on that phone as long. Do not hang up on Marty again, okay?
Marty was going off the rail.
He's not saying what you want him to say. Now, I'll tell you what's the difference in Georgia and Colorado. And when I tell you, can we get off that subject and talk about what's going on in Montgomery? Nothing about that. But this state is going to do the same thing. Every Republican state, they have gotten together and planned and plotted how to suppress the voting.
That's crap. That was crap. That's crap. It's crap. But it's crap. I mean, it's not true what you just said. Not true.
Fair of it. I don't say anything unless I don't have facts, okay? You just go with whatever you hear and get, like my grandmother used to say, you get the cow by the tail and you run with it. That's a Southern saying, okay? You probably don't understand that. But for you to get upset at your callers that don't agree with you, you're wrong. You should allow them. You're the one that's bringing up the subject. We're sick and tired of listening to what you're talking about. We need to be talking about what's going, like what happened at that city council meeting. You know, but that's important.
I was talking about that until y'all brought this back up. Oh, no. Mm-hmm. Well, I was talking about, that's what I started the hour off with, is what happened last night at city council meeting. Yeah. Well, I don't know. They're not supposed to. I mean, if that can be proven to have happened, of course they're not supposed to do that. Well, I mean, here's my problem with. And here's my when I read that the vote, and this we talking about the vote on the mask thing. When I read that it was a unanimous vote, then why did she vote? Right. Mm-hmm. So why did she vote for it? Why did she vote for it? Right. Well, that's true. But I must ask a question. Why did she vote for it? Because she fought against it. Why did she vote for it? Because it said unanimous. But right, but she could have voted no. Mhm. Listen, mm, I hear you. Well, we're gonna see. Hey, it's all yeah, and I love the fact that yeah, yeah. Mhm. Okay. Hey, no, I'm not. Again, sure, I know what it is. I mean, it's about having meeting do the people's business in secret, and you don't have to. You shouldn't do that. Well, it can we prove? All right, but here's the problem. Can anybody prove that happened? Okay. Well, okay. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't blame her. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. 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 Well, I didn't see that part. Okay. Well, I get. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go back and look at that. Oh, I ain't worried about. I, yeah. All right. All right. Appreciate it. Let me see who this is. Good morning. Fine, fine. I thought we were talking tomorrow. Yeah. So give me a call tomorrow. Let's talk. Give me a call tomorrow. Let's talk. Thank you. Yeah, I got a special guest on tomorrow. Good morning. Who's this? Well, I left. I was on the road when they got to that part. I stayed for the police thing. And
Well, if you say for the police thing, you should have saw that part when it brought up at the end, because she was telling them they violated the sunshine law. Had a meeting before the meeting that you all used to give MPS a hell about all year long. And you were number one issue when they talk about executive sessions. You hopped on that day in and day out, but you didn't see. And then he brought up Mr. Lyons' name, and then he walked out. I didn't see him come back in. Did he vote for it unanimously?
now they say unanimous. I don't know who voted, but the people there who did vote voted unanimously for it. Mm, mm. Well, and I think she had a right to know that. Yeah. So no, I never said that. No, I mean, me personally, I think the work session ought to be part of the the council meeting. Mm. Mm. Okay. Well, I think they'll get the message back to them. Okay, they'll get the message back to them. All right. Appreciate it. It is 8:21. Take one more call. And good morning. Who's this? Yes.
So Brenda wants them to follow the law, right? The sunshine law.
Well, yeah, don't you? Mm. Mm-mm. Well, I don't know. I mean, no. Yeah, I don't know. Mm. What? Well, people have a right to keep their identity. I mean, I don't care if you're working or not. Sure, I know who he is. But that's up to him to. No. Yeah. Hey, listen, gotta take a break. We'll be back. It's 8:22 in the morning.
News Radio 1440.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Express Employment Professionals matches people with the right skills with the right jobs, from the production floor to the front office. To find the right person for your job, you can't beat Express's incredible local support. Visit ExpressPros.com to find a location near you.
Another quiet, dry day on the way. We'll introduce some cloud cover today, calling it partly cloudy officially. Temperatures up in the 80s, about 83 or 84. A slight uptick in humidity and a slight breeze, but not bad at all whatsoever. We're dry. Showers and storms late tonight, closer to sunrise Thursday, and that will continue throughout the second half of Thursday, looking dry, high of 80. Showers and storms chasing again for Friday and Saturday. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking better, much better. All of our previous problems now have all been resolved, and traffic's picking up throughout the Tri-County area. Still got some slowdown there on 229 coming out of Tallahassee. That's going to be due to a railroad crossing problem, or rather, there's a train on the tracks there at the railroad crossing. So traffic backed up behind that. It should clear out, though, here soon. But otherwise, we are looking good on the interstates. No other reasons for an alternate route. Shopping is festive at Festival Plaza. Visit the comic shop, Montgomery Cardiovascular Health and Fitness Center, and more. Festival Plaza, Taylor and Vaughn, another great McClinton and Company development. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
For all your collision repairs, Chico's Knows. Located on Atlanta Highway just minutes from the Eastern Bypass. Call Chico's Auto Pros today at 239-9510. Chico's Knows.
Good morning, I'm Tanya Terry for WSFA 12 News. Jurors at the murder trial of ex-Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin have been told he received extensive training in how to defuse tense situations and how to properly restrain suspects. A use of force trainer testified Tuesday that officers aren't trained to use their legs or knees on somebody's neck. On the day when President Joe Biden announced he's bumping up his deadline by 2 weeks for states to make all adults in the U.S. eligible for the coronavirus vaccines, Dr. Anthony Fauci said it's premature to declare victory. He's warning that the country is in a critical time because we could just as easily swing up into a surge. Meanwhile, the Montgomery City Council adopted an ordinance last night that extends the mask requirement in the city for another 30 days. According to the city, the council unanimously passed the ordinance at Tuesday night's council meeting. That ordinance requires face coverings be worn at all public places in Montgomery.
I love Rico Cows. They have such a variety of healthy salads, sandwiches, and wraps made to order from the
freshest fruits and veggies.
Bourbon Cookhouse is my favorite too, but you can keep your salad. I love their shrimp kebabs, lime marinated steak and chicken special. Their meats are cooked to perfection on green eggs right there in the kitchen.
It's safe to say we can agree to agree. Urban Cookhouse is the freshest, tastiest, fastest casual restaurant in the entire river region.
Open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Located in East Chase across from Best Buy. Urban Cookhouse, simply the bestest. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ziprecruiter.com/free.
If you are a sales professional looking for a new and exciting opportunity, listen up. Your next career in media sales is waiting for you. Cumulus Media has immediate openings in our sales department for experienced, hard-working account executives. You'll work closely with clients to meet their particular needs, from radio advertising to state-of-the-art digital campaigns. Sound like the perfect job for you? Call General Manager Don Polno today at 334-240-2257. Cumulus Media is an equal opportunity employer.
Truckloads of savings for you. Drive a new Ram 1500 with 0% APR for 72 months and bonus cash. New Dodge Challenger comes with 0% APR for 72 months and bonus cash. Shop online. They're available via chat, text, and phone at LPLCautomotive.com, where your safety and satisfaction are guaranteed. Free credit must finance your Chrysler Panther. $13.88 for $1,000 finance. Deal retains all factory incentives. See deal for details.
Many of the locally owned and operated restaurants you love are staying open to serve you during this difficult time. To find a list of these restaurants, visit newsradio1440.com. Eat local and help our local businesses stay open.
Little Michael Jackson always calms down. Let me shut him, go to phones. Good morning. Thanks for holding. Good morning.
Like the old skillet got hot down there last night.
Well, it was an interesting. There were some allegations made down there that were really serious, and if they are true, of course nobody knows. You only hear one side. If they are true, I would think that it's time for new leadership in my mind. But we'll see. Yeah, again, we only heard one side. So.
There you go, and there's 3 sides to every story. But cities are changing police chiefs now. It's just like the drinking water container. They're changing them out. If they make it 5 years now, they're doing good. And no matter what, I don't care who they get, where they get him from, he's not going to be successful and please everybody. But if he loses his team, which it sounds like is happening, then there has to be an overhaul. And
I tell you something. I heard officers last night who've been on that force 23 years, 15 years, a couple of 15 years, and people have been there a long time. You don't just, when you got that much time invested in a job, especially a job like this one, you don't just come against your boss, with the possibility of losing your job and all those things haphazardly. There's something going wrong, and I don't know what it is, but that's like being an E6 and finna make E7, but you complaining about the guy's gonna promote you. Woo.
Do your job when you're more concerned about being written up, being suspended, and being terminated for infractions that should be handled at shift level by a shift supervisor, and they're making it all the way up the chain, and they're changing policy, and officers are frustrated.
And one of their complaints last night, one of their complaints was is that very same thing. Some of them think that the police chief makes on the spot policy changes really without any consultation, without talking to anybody. He just does it himself. Which, as the chief, I can understand. Okay, I'm the chief, but some of the things have been in around for years. Here's one they talked about last night. Evidently, in order, and you can verify this, in order to stay on the police department, you must pass a shooting a shooting something, right? You gotta be able to shoot that weapon, right? Okay. And that's right. And that was one of their complaints last night. Evidently, there was a female who could not pass and was summarily given, the green light. So again, that's what they said last night. And I don't know who it was. Don't care who it was. That's some of their complaints, that the policies some are being enforced, others are not, depending on who it is. Right, and to implement it when you want to, and not implement it when you don't. And any paramilitary organization such as police, fire, and stuff like that, everybody needs to be held to the same standard. And it's eating away at it right now. Yeah. Right. In your mind, you cannot separate the environment in which you work in from how you do your job, or can you? And they got one. I mean, the people I've talked to, they got. But let me ask you: do you think that having problems, having morale issues on the police department, doesn't that either directly or indirectly affect the way our policing people do their job?
Does. And that's why they got to be coached up. They got to be, called in and said, okay, you made an honest mistake, and we're going to address it, and then we're going to redirect you, and then we're going to move on. But we're going to treat everybody the same. But what's happening is those officers are not going to get out of the car. They're not going to want to engage. They're going to be like the old mule sitting there that you're going to try to pull up out of the ditch. They're not going to want to engage, work, All they want to do is ride in that car, come to work because they're concerned what's going to happen.
I mean, it seems right, and it seems to me that a lot of police officers were saying last night, we have to deal with the guy on the street. That's part of the job. They're gonna give us hell on the street anyway. But when we get off the street and come back to the head shed and we get hell from you guys, where is there to go, to get away from some of this? Right. It's terrible right now. Yeah. Right. All right. Appreciate it. And again, that's what I was hearing last night. Is, okay, the job is tough enough as it is, but again, we get hell out here. Listen, I don't know if I want to be a police officer right now. This political correct world we live in. Now, one thing about crooks and people who break the law, they're not politically correct. Good morning. Morning.
I need you to go back and apologize to Colorado.
And why would I want to do that?
Because Colorado mailed everybody a ballot. You would not find a line in Colorado for folks trying to vote. You can register on the same day and vote on the same day in Colorado. It's just like Oregon. They mail those ballots to those people. So it's nothing like what Georgia's doing.
Well, let me ask you a question. And this is where I get irked with Marty. Explain to me how and what part of this law stops anybody from voting. Oh, I don't know. I know they arrested a couple, but there have been some. Well, I don't know how many people in Georgia, but I do know there have been people. Right. I'm just asking the question, though. Tell me what part of the law oppresses people's ability to vote.
Okay, if Georgia said that was a problem with the voting, that means somebody must have got arrested because they voted illegal. Now we need to make a 80-page or 100-page law that says that this is what we need to stop from people from voting. From voting illegally.
Do you have a problem with having identification? Right, that's what I'm saying. So if you send in a ballot, shouldn't that ballot have some sense, some way to identify you as the actual voter on that ballot? I ain't talking about, but I just asked you a question. Shouldn't there? That's right. Who vote? And right, who? Right. Yeah. You suppose? And how do we know if you're sitting in the ballot that's you? Because you need to send in identification with your ballot. I do, and therein lies the problem. The fact that we don't know everything we need to know about this ballot creates a problem.
You got to create a place where some of these people can go to make a copy of that ID so they can put it with that ballot.
We vote every couple of years, right? Are you telling me in the state of Alabama, they go to you and make an ID? So are you telling me that you can't get an ID? But if they said, wait, if they said, wait a minute, in Alabama, Georgia, if you go pick up a ticket to go to a game, you got to have ID.
For that ID.
Well, you don't have to you're not sending somebody for it. You're going to pick it up. You got to have your ID.
saying if you're gonna mail it, if they say you can do a mail-in ballot, you need a copy of ID.
Right. I think you're right.
Who's gonna protect that information on that ID from you from getting all this other stuff that we got going on in this country?
Well, again, that's a problem. Amazon got. How do we know somebody send it to you is going to get there? We don't know that. But we know one thing. We need to have a procedure by which we at least attempt to secure the ballots. But again, I still don't see anything in the law that suppresses anybody. Wait a minute. Well, let me ask something. How come people in rural areas can always get to the places they want to get to? Okay. Now wait a minute. When I go down to when I go down to Lowndes County, Wilcox and Macon County, and they got the foot washing going on, Roscoe got his thing going. Old folks be down there. So I mean, come on. Well, right, and couldn't those same people give them the same ride to the polls? No, they didn't say that. They said you can't bring chicken. They said you can't bring chicken and everything to the thing. No, I don't think it. No, I don't think that's true, bro. Let me look at it because I think you're wrong on that one. Yeah. Okay. So you're telling me you're telling me that that Georgia law says you cannot transport people to the polls? Because water, a picture of you on the water that you bring to the polls is direct solicitation at the polls for a vote. We ain't got nothing to do with the law. Just says, wait a minute, the law says 150 feet away from the poll, and you cannot do that. Well, again, pandemic. Yeah. You cannot be within 100 feet, 150 feet, and be soliciting for votes. We say soliciting. We didn't say how. I said you cannot solicit while people in the line for votes. Again, they just took care of it all. They said you cannot bring things up to people within a certain limit. But that doesn't stop anybody. But it doesn't stop anybody from voting. It doesn't stop anybody from voting. No. Okay. Well, we don't live in Georgia. All right. Okay. I don't believe that's right though. Okay. 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 I surely will. Yeah. Good morning. Yes. Not much. It's hard, but it's fair. Yeah.
You gotta have an ID, man. It doesn't matter where you go. If you try to leave the country, you have to have some form of ID, man. Wherever you go, you gotta have ID, man. I don't know why people make it such an issue. They need to grow up, and start acting like adults and stop whining and crying all the time.
Amen. I'm just telling you, it's professional victimization is a job all in itself. Yeah. All right. Every state does. Yeah, every state does. All right, appreciate it. We gotta take a break. We'll just come back and somebody sent me a text. What this thing says? It says You are talking incorrectly. You have to provide info to request a ballot. Democrats mailed in ballots. How was the line miles long? That's another thing too. If everybody mailed in ballots, why was the lines miles and miles long? I don't know. I got to see a picture. We'll be back.
Now harvest moon to light one tender August night.
SFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Express Employment Professionals matches people with the right skills with the right jobs. From the production floor to the front office, to find the right person for your job, you can't beat Express's incredible local support. Visit ExpressPros.com to find a location near you.
Another quiet, dry day on the way. We'll introduce some cloud cover today, calling it partly cloudy officially. Temperatures up in the 80s, about 83 or 84. A slight uptick in humidity and a slight breeze, but not bad at all whatsoever with dry. Showers and storms late tonight, closer to sunrise Thursday, and that will continue through about lunchtime Thursday. Second half of Thursday, looking dry, highs around 80. Shower and storm chances again for Friday and Saturday.
That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Hello, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. No major problems or accidents are currently reported by the authorities. Nothing to send you on an alternate route. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted with the latest and the most accurate traffic conditions on the radio. 567-9000. That's the number to call. MCS for an equity loan on your home, land, or auto. Good credit, slow credit. MCS in Wetumpka is just a phone call away. NMLS 232876. Buckle up front and back. It's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
For all your auto maintenance and repair needs, Chico's knows. Chico's Auto Pros now offers a full-service automotive center. Call Chico's today at 239-9510. Chico's knows.
That big trip will be here before you know it. But without a working transmission, you aren't going anywhere. Head to the #1 transmission shop in Alabama, Allen Robbins Transmission. Allen Robbins staff can fix any problems you may have. They also service clutches, differentials, and transfer cases. These uncertain times have some concerns, but Allen Robbins is prepared. They're still open and have taken all necessary precautions to keep customers and employees safe and healthy. Allen Robbins Transmission in Prattville. Call 365-3352.
It's time to get outdoors and get together for those fun gatherings and family reunions. Be sure to take care of all your guests with portable toilets from Alabama Dumpster Service. They're delivered where and when you need and picked up by our own fleet of trucks. Our competitive pricing means dependable, affordable, clean portable toilets. Call us today at 334-288-1500 for availability and schedules, or learn more at alabamadumpster.com.
Looking to make your bathroom or kitchen dreams come true in 2021? Genesis Renovations is your guaranteed source for quality, affordability, and customer satisfaction. Genesis will deliver your bathroom or kitchen renovation project on time and on budget. Guaranteed. Call Genesis Renovations today for your zero obligation free estimate. 334-462-6413. Visit them at gen-corp.org and on Facebook to see some of their future work, serving the River Region and Lake Martin. Genesis Renovations.
I love Urban Cookhouse. They have such a variety of healthy salads, sandwiches, and wraps made to order from the freshest fruits and veggies.
Bourbon Cookhouse is my favorite too, but you can keep your salad. I love their shrimp kebabs, lime marinated steak and chicken special. Their meats are cooked to perfection on green eggs right there in the kitchen.
It's safe to say we can agree to agree. Urban Cookhouse is the freshest, tastiest, bestest casual restaurant in the entire River Region.
Open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Located in East Chase across from Best Buy. Urban Cookhouse, simply the bestest.
It's a day of great jazz and beautiful nature in Montgomery. Jazz in the Garden, Saturday, April 10th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in historic Oak Park. Come out for this generational jazz experience from T. Baldwin Music, featuring Coleman Woodson Jr., Eamon Robinson, and David Boykin. While you're there, take a tour of the new improvements in the Montgomery Botanical Gardens. Bring your chairs, blankets, and picnics. Food vendors will be on site too. Jazz in the Garden, April 10th in Oak Park, sponsored by the City of Montgomery.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
A needle in the
5
haystack.
employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ziprecruiter.com/free.
If there's a sudden disaster and you can't get to the grocery store, or they're all out of food, what would you do? You wish you had emergency food to get you through the crisis. And that's why we're here. We're MyPatriotSupply.com, America's leading source of emergency food. Our food lasts for up to 25 years, and millions of families trust us for their disaster survival. Will you join us? Unlike other food companies, we don't skimp on calories. Our meals give you more than 2,000 calories per day. Why? Because that's what you need to survive any challenging crisis. And right now, you can save $200 on our popular 3-month emergency food kit. Just go to MyPatriotSupply.com and place your order. We ship fast, 2 to 3 days max. And your food arrives discreetly, right to your door. So order today and save $200 at MyPatriotSupply.com. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
They are the 2 sexiest fat men alive. Really fun. And you can hear Rick and Bubba on News Radio 1440, beginning at 9 a.m. Depend on it.
Okay, we are. I forgot I'm here to do a talk show, not a disco show. To do the grapevine. All right then. Well, my son's got to take a test today for the school system. I'm going to see whether or not this online learning is good. It's a good deal. He's taking a test today down at one of the big hotels downtown. I guess the state of Alabama. Somebody's having him do it. I don't know who's having him do it. Are regular schools doing that too? Or is everybody taking tests? Well, he's taking the test because he's going to the online thing. I don't see how this thing all works. It's an all-day thing. There's no way in the world I could stay there all day long and take tests. Huh. I had a hard enough time with the ASVAB test. It took me a couple hours to take that one. That was long. I've just never been good at sitting around. Anyway, good morning to all of you. Hope this day finds you well. Now, I did hear somebody say that we're going to make everybody repeat this year's grade. I don't know if that's going to be fair. That's what I hear. Somebody said the governor made an executive decision. Now, I haven't heard that. I haven't seen that on paper. Anybody hear anything about that? Everybody's going to have to redo this year all over again? I think that would be kind of unfair because we got some kids that probably need to be moved up a grade anyway. I don't know. I'm talking about Z about that. If he passed this test today, then, I'm good. But I don't know. Would you want your children to have to go to the same grade? That means you got another extra year to feed them. Okay, like if he's in the 12th grade this year, he could stay in the 12th grade for next year, eat for free again. I don't know if I like that or not. I need to join the army or something. Yeah, get out my refrigerator. But Z will be going into the 9th grade, hopefully. 4 more years of school. Now, the broken hearts, the tennis shoe thing and all that stuff, that's okay. Well, I ain't paying $400 for a pair of tennis shoes. You can believe that one. I mean, if you see my son with $400 pair of tennis shoes, he cut a lot of grass and he bought them himself. Okay, he ain't playing that. Okay. Oh, and they made that guy who came up with the Satan shoe. They made him take it off the market for the time being. I mean, what an idiot! Listen, I played with a lot of things, right? I played the desert. I play baseball. I play basketball. Okay, I play a lot of things. I don't play with God. We're not gonna have that going on. So you're gonna make a shoe celebrating Satan. Okay. Okay, then. I'm that's probably the only thing I am scared of is I'm God. So I ain't playing that. But we'll see. We'll see how it all works out for them. And for those fools that buy them, that's the part that's going to get me. $1,000 tennis shoe. And the only redeeming quality it has is that it celebrates Satan. I mean, is that the country we live in now? Not only, you're going to pay $1,000 to go to hell when you can go for free. I mean, I don't get that. Well, it ain't free with all costs. But I really, will our kids buy that stuff? Yes, they will. And therein lies the big problem. Okay, the big problem. Anyway, we need certainly to figure out our police issues in this city, and whether or not the current leader of that organization needs to still be there. Not because he's a bad guy, but maybe he's lost. It looked like to me yesterday he has lost the confidence in the people of the Montgomery Police Department, the lower ranks anyway. Now, as long as you're up there as colonel and lieutenant colonel and kissing butt, you doing all right. But the guy down there, let me put it this way: if all the privates don't like you and not go to work for you, I don't care how many colonels you got. We ain't gonna do it. Okay, put us in jail, then we eat free. So I don't know. There may be a time. It may be time for a change. It just may be time for a change, because that affects them. If they feel they make one little mistake on the streets, one little bitty one, that will be blown up, and it's going to put everybody. I don't know. That's not a very good atmosphere. Now, if I make a mistake and I get like the caller said, I get called in on the carpet, I get dressed down, dressed back up. Hey, let's work this out. Fine. But if you are so scared of doing anything when you get out that car, you are going to be ineffective as a policeman or leader. And I don't know. There may need to be a change. I've never seen that many police officers go against the department that they work for. Since I've been there 30 years, I've never seen that. So anyway, I guess we'll just have to see how all this works out. But the bottom line, is it good or is it bad for the city of Montgomery to have police officers that have shown no confidence in their police chief? Okay, I just think, as a leader, me and myself, a few men, not a whole lot of, but some. When you lose confidence in the people that lead you, it's time for the people to lead you to lead. That's what one black man saying. Hey, come on, who's this? Real quick. Yeah, quick. Right. Okay. Hey, let's talk to me because my time is up.
40.
Good morning. I'm Tanya Terry for WSFA 12 News. Jurors at the murder trial of ex-Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin have been told he received extensive training in how to defuse tense situations.
Right.
And how to
That's what always works.
Train suspect. A use of force trainer testified Tuesday that officers aren't trained to use their legs or knees on somebody's neck.
Yeah.
On the day when President Joe Biden announced he's bumping up his deadline by 2 weeks for states to make all adults in the U.S. eligible for the coronavirus vaccines, Dr. Anthony Fauci said it's premature to declare victory. He's warning that the country is in a critical time because we could just as easily swing up into a surge. Meanwhile, the Montgomery City Council adopted an ordinance last night that extends the mask requirement in the city for another 30 days. According to the city, the council unanimously passed the ordinance at Tuesday night's council meeting. That ordinance requires face coverings be worn at all public places in Montgomery. I'm Tanya T.
News Radio 1440, the home of Sean Hannity. What makes America great are its people. WLWI AM and... This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Stacey Lynn in Washington. Pretty soon, if you want a vaccine, you can get one. President Biden announcing April 19th is now the day for all adults in the United States to be eligible to get a shot. And as more Americans do get vaccinated, many states across the country are starting to let up on COVID restrictions. In California, Governor Gavin Newsom says he plans to fully open the economy in June. Craig Forrest lives in Lodi and is happy an end is in sight.
I just got a message on my phone that we went to red, and it's like, hallelujah, what's next?
Well, first it was Mask Me, now COVID Skin. Getting your shot may give you some minor redness and itching in your arm. Some people can get full body rashes as well. The skin reactions usually start a day or so after the vaccination. They may last up to a week. In Paris, they're dealing with a surge in COVID cases, but one industry is booming because of it.
With fashion stores closed again during lockdown, online sales are booming, and vintage sales are doing particularly well in France. Experts at the Art Curial auction house say both buyers and sellers are using the time they're forced to stay home to go through their wardrobes to see what might fetch some cash or what they'd like to acquire.